up, savages? Terrence Pop here with another episode of Live from the Lair. And tonight, I'm a little spun up tonight, gentlemen, so this might be a good actual show to watch. Let your friends know. All right. One of the things that's got me spun up here is this. Everyone who watches this show knows my main priority here is to educate men and keep them from killing themselves. And, you know, with my limited footprint, I think I've done pretty good. I could do way better if I had more exposure, but they won't let that happen. That's another story. All right. So I've been watching the tubes and the rumbles and the Odyssey videos, and we're all familiar with the redhead woman, Pearl Daly. Now, I did a video about her that will be out in a week or two. I begrudge her nothing, mainly because I'm in this to save lives. And, if we have to have a woman, red pill, whatever, speaking up to get out into the mainstream, then so be it. I know some people will get pissed at me for saying that, and I understand completely why you would be upset. But this is life and death, man. All right. This isn't like hurt pride or ruffled feathers or upset feelings. This is life and death shit here. And it needs to be addressed as something that's life and death. Because if you haven't been paying attention, and I know the mainstream media hasn't covered this in quite some time, and it's actually hard to find the numbers if you do searches across the main search engines in regards to male suicide rates. They're off the hook, and they have been roughly since, I would say, the end of the Vietnam era. But it is what it is. Okay. So I did a video a while back where I basically I dressed down Matt Walsh in regards to his viewpoint on the marriage, or let's just call it what it is, a mirage, because the mirage of today is not the marriage of yesteryear. Okay, it's nothing but illusion now, because they've poisoned the institution of marriage against 50% of the population who, quite frankly, hold up the contracts of the mirage. All right, so now the main ringleader of Daily Wire's, Mr. Shapiro, I begrudge him nothing. I really appreciate the effort he puts forward to, trying to get this country back on track. But listen, you're worth $51 million. You're married. I don't know your personal life, nor do I care. But you grew up with the silver spoon in your mouth. You were on TV playing some kind of violin when you're like 12 years old, and you went to an Ivy League school. All right. I can't come anywhere close to that with the resume that I currently have. But I did go to college, and I paid for it on my own dime. And I basically did all of the high-speed whiz-bang stuff that can be done in the Army, and I did it in a theater of war. I've led men in war and battle. So that is my background when I talk about stuff like this. Now, I'm not going to get all Mr. College Word on you. I'm not really that guy. I'm a grunt. So I dumb it down so every swinging pecker out there can understand exactly what I'm talking about. All right. Now, for assistance, we have Evil Shaggy in the house.
What's up?
What's up, man? So let's get this started.
Living the dream. All righty. Well, we also got a Red Pill Rhino here joining us as well tonight. Dual stream.
Yeah.
Crossing
Hello.
the streams tonight.
Crossing the streams. Something they told you never to do. We did it.
Well, I mean, like I've said this quite a few times, gentlemen. I'm trying to turn this into at least a men's network where, we can get together and talk about this kind of shit and, maybe get the word out to more people so I can get more numbers on that board.
Hell yeah. Absolutely.
Oh, let's see. Where to start? Well, let's just go ahead and start with the man of the hour, Mr. Shapiro and his marriage here. But is there a reason why Ben Shapiro's wife was so notoriously private? Ben Shapiro made a public presence in the world of politics, but his wife, Moore Shapiro, is much quieter. It's probably because she knows her place and doesn't want to get in the spotlight.
All right, now, but the thing is, the minute you say she knows her place, then all of these feminist women are going to start cackling and screeching like hyenas.
Well, that's what we do. We like to spin up the feminazis. But who is Ben Shapiro's wife, More Shapiro? The fast-paced world of politics often results in popular candidates and rising stars. And then, of course, there are celebrities who run for office themselves. Ben Shapiro has become incredibly well known over the last 10 years. While he focuses on his political opinions, he does bring up his personal time. He does bring his personal life up at times. According to The Sun, Moore and Ben Shapiro's relationship most likely began in 2008. At the very least, that is the year that they tied the knot. They only dated for 3 months before getting engaged and seem to have gotten married soon after that.
All right, stop right there. Stop right there. Okay. Could you say that one more time?
At the very least, that is the year they tied the knot. They only dated for 3 months before getting engaged and seem to have gotten married soon after that.
There's 2 ways I can address this. Number one, this might have been some type of arrangement kind of thing between families. And, statistically speaking, those types of arrangements do tend to last, go the distance. The other thing is he's an idiot, dick thinking guy.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's too smart for that.
Right.
Yeah,
So there
I
you
think
go.
so.
Well, one of the issues we'll get into a little bit later, but I do want to address is that he says to date for your values. Now, while I don't disagree with that, one of the problems I have with his thinking is that his whole philosophy is find the right woman. Let me fix this level here really quick. It keeps adjusting down. The problem with that is with modern women, there aren't many good options. There really aren't.
No. Yeah, you're right.
Especially with the global, we'll try to correct language here, actual marketplace, right? They've got a device with access to every man on the planet in their pocket, in their purse.
Yeah.
And that's made a lot of them spoiled for choice, and they no longer are capable of being decent women,
These women are international milkmaids.
Yeah.
They literally could pick up the phone and be milking a penis within an hour or two.
Right.
If they're willing to get on a plane, they could fly to the other side of the world and milk penis.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. So when he says stuff like date for values and just find the right woman. Okay, let me ask you something. When was the last time any of you watching the show are able to read minds? I know I never have had that ability. So how am I supposed to know that the person I place bets on isn't doing this to get the cash cow and divorce me in 7 years? You don't. And therefore, I can't recommend it under any circumstance.
Yeah. And, a lot of these women, they might start off with all the great intentions, but they, they have the 1,000 cock stare. They can't pair bond. Their oxytocin receptors are burned out. So, they get married and, inside of 7 years, there's a 42 to 46% chance you will be divorced.
Yep, and we got some statistics to go over there a little bit later on that.
Yes.
But we'll go back in here. We'll see who More Shapiro is. According to health.usnews.com, More practices family medicine in Woodlands Hills, which is located in California, Kakistan. She has a degree from the David Geffen School of Medicine at UCLA. So she's a doctor. And he has publicly stated many times his wife is a doctor. Besides her medical career, though, little is known about More Shapiro. A couple of years ago, people began talking about whether More actually practiced medicine. In 2018, Ben appeared on the podcast The Conversation, which is part of the Daily Wire. The video is available on YouTube now. Who cares about that? Ben was asked, "Is your wife a doctor?" He said, "So the rumor is that she is. The last 10 years of my life I spent watching her go through medical school and then residency all the time suggests that she is. You want to know why I'm so proud of that my wife is a doctor?" He continues, "Number one, I'm proud of her because she's a special person and because that took a lot of work. But second of all, it's my accomplishment too. Okay. Bit of a narcissistic moment there.
Mm.
I was here for the whole thing. It's been so long and so terrible, but she's actually a fantastic doctor. It's obviously her accomplishment. Fine, okay.
So, what type of medicine does she practice?
It was family medicine, I believe.
Okay, so she's nuts and butts doctor. Okay,
Mm.
all right. Just is there any other like main parts of this? Because I really don't care about his wife that much. I don't begrudge him or her anything. I just don't have any interest in talking about his wife.
Right? Yeah, not
Until
really.
she
No.
files for divorce, it's not an issue.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Not bad looking. I give her a 4.
Yeah, listen, here's another thing, and this is off subject a little bit, but a lot of men out there are picking their women strictly on looks.
Yeah.
You literally you're setting your own death trap with that, and the bait you're using is your own penis. And I mean, I agree with Mr. Shapiro. Is if you're gonna invite a woman into your life on a semi to permanent basis, you need to have a lot in common because the looks fade and the pussy wears out.
Right. Well, and I don't disagree with you. When I mentioned the values thing, I don't knock him for that. It's just like, first of all, you never know somebody's true intentions. But yeah, I guess if you do have a lot of common ground, same religion, same political beliefs, you're both into artsy fartsy stuff, for example, then there you go. But another problem is he points out, and we'll get into that again later, but he points out all of the things wrong with modern marriage and says, but you need to do it anyway, and red pill people are wrong for saying otherwise. Like,
yeah, and we'll get to that. We're going to rip that apart.
Yeah.
Because that's just emotional mumbo jumbo.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm disappointed in Mr. Shapiro for arguing emotion like that.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen him do that before.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Pretty much how that goes. What's the next one we're going to there, Shaggy?
Oh, let's see. Well, we talked about that one real quick, but let's see here. Let's see what the next one is. But well, as we know that marriage is a 50-50 chance they're going to be divorced. So here's some statistics in 2023 revealing divorce.
Oh yeah, this is a good one.
Yeah. So the key divorce statistics in 2023. In 2021, a total of 689,000 divorces occurred across the 45 U.S. states that report the statistics. During the same year, 1.9 million marriages occurred, making the U.S. marriage rate 6 per 1,000 people.
Fools.
Yep. How many marriages end in divorce? So what about the famous statistic, half of all marriages end in divorce? That's true, but only when it comes to first marriages, which half are dissolved. Second and third marriages actually fail at a higher rate.
Yep.
Yeah.
I believe it's 63 and 73% chance of failure.
Yep.
Probably pretty close.
Yep.
I knew it.
When do couples divorce? When marriage ends, usually some time has passed since the wedding. In fact, the average length of a marriage prior to the divorce is 8 years.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. 7, 13, 21, 24.
Yep. And how long does it take and how much does it cost? Of course, it takes time. Contested divorces usually take over a year to finalize, although simple divorces can be completed in as little as 3 months. Divorce comes at a big cost, with couples spending an average of $7,000 to dissolve their union.
Yeah.
Well, that's in this article. Yeah, I mean, I've researched that, and it's weird because it's like 7 to 15K to divorce, and 7 to 15K to get married. It just amazes me every time I dig into the math that the numbers come out like this. So there's something to it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It's pretty expensive in this country to go in and out of that system. So I don't recommend it.
I do not either. There's no upside.
No.
But what happens after a divorce? Many who divorce don't give up on the institution of marriage. A total of 64% of men and 52% of women get married again after their marriage has ended.
And I need to bring that number to 0.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because if you think you're going to get a better deal the more you keep doing this, you're out of your goddamn mind.
Nope. Statistically, it gets worse each time, actually.
Yeah, actually. And, the Redonkulas Regiment, we have the rule of half. Every time you decide to get married and she gets pissed off and you got to give her a house and half your shit every 7 years.
I want half, Eddie.
I mean, that's pretty much how it goes. And if you're just a normal working nug, it is absolutely devastating to your life.
Just a bit. Yeah. And I mean, again, you place your bets on this one time. I can get that. Some of you guys are going to say, well, if that doesn't work out, then never again. So, okay. If it's something you feel like you have to do, one and done, but going back for seconds and thirds and fourths. Yeah. If you just like throwing away all your money, it's cheaper to buy a Jeep. Just saying.
You might as well just get a ball peen hammer and just start crushing your own nuts.
Yeah. Yep. Essentially.
That goes.
Yeah. Go up to the buffet there and be like, oh yeah, I totally want to have another plate of shit spewed shit on me.
Oh, a whole marriage, a wedding is nothing but a funeral with a cake.
Yeah.
That's it. Because you don't know it, but the minute you sign that marriage contract, you're signing your death warrant.
Yeah, and I've heard a joke about that recently. Just to paraphrase it, it was the whole, for women, a wedding's exciting, and they talk about their dress, and they get to invite their few fat friends to look, worse than her when she's in the dress, and then they get the cake and the fancy stuff. For a guy, if you hear guys talk about weddings, it's like talking about a funeral. And in reality, it is like there's no upside for men in this. There really isn't. And again, the old saying goes, and I know for certain religious groups it doesn't work because you have to buy the cow before you can milk it. But the cows are giving the milk away for free. Why would you invest that amount of money and that amount of time into somebody that could just, again, turn around and take even more of your stuff? Like that just seems insane to me.
Or better yet, you're investing full value into to somebody who used to be a free sample.
Oh,
just think how stupid that is.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, seriously, these women, they jump on the cock carousel. They just go hog wild. They have their whole phase, whatever. And they literally think they're going to walk back onto the lot and get Lamborghini prices.
No.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah, they don't understand that either. Like, and it's been said a million times in space, but it still holds true. Like, a man's value is something that is earned over time. At 18, he starts off with absolutely nothing. He's pretty much useless to everybody, right? Whereas a woman, she comes out of the gate at 18 with all of her value. She's got the fit, feminine, friendly, fertile, faithful, all of that right out the gate. Over time, though, and especially with the more partners she has, that goes down. But for men, it's quite the opposite. So when women in their 30s are now looking for a man to rescue him, like his value's up, her value's plummeted. Like, why would I place my bets on you? Where were you at 20 years old when, we could have figured this out? But no. Now suddenly you're interested, though. You had me in the friend zone for a decade, but now suddenly, for no reason at all, she's interested. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, right.
Remember me from high school?
Yeah.
He's back with 2 kids and 75 pounds.
What they're treating you like is literally they're treating you like a plow cow.
Mm-hmm.
Life got hard for them. They got a lot of baggage and loose ends, and they need help. Well, guess what? They want to attach their wagon to you, and you do all the heavy lifting. And at any time, she can take half your shit. You're never going to be a priority because, she's already got a kid from another dude that, she got because she was giving away free samples. Do you have any idea how disrespectful and dishonorable that is when women try to pull that shit on a man?
Yeah.
Like, listen, respect and honor should be in the top 10 of every single man's psyche out there. And the way it's looking now is we have a lot of these soyentists out there, these soy boy cuck manginas, who will literally settle for that shit and simp for these women and they just make it worse for everyone else when they
Yeah.
do.
Yep. And we've got a couple more other things here we can go over this.
All right. Well, I'll pop it up here. There we
There
go.
we go. But the crude divorce rate versus refined divorce rate. You're going to like this one. Considering the divorce rate, it's helpful to understand there are two differences. Crude refers to how many divorces per 1,000 people, and refined refers to how many divorces per 1,000 married women.
Hmm.
The refined divorce rate is often to believe to be more accurate when measuring a per population basis. Changes in marriage trends could affect the data and rates on divorce. However, a growing number of same-sex couples marry. Divorce statistics based solely on divorce per married women become way less relevant.
Mm-hmm.
Now we get into the trends over time. This is where you're going to like it because this is where Pop comes up with his numbers. Let's see. Both the marriage and divorce rate have declined over time. In 2000, a total of 944,000 divorces and annulments occurred. Crude divorce rate was 4.0 per population during that year. By 2021, it had fallen to 2.5 per 1,000 population, with just 689,000 people getting divorced that year. Marriage rate has declined too, dropping from 8.2 per population in 2000 to 6 per population in 2021.
It's actually 5.1.
And they've actually got the graph here, but we'll scroll down here just a little bit farther here. Third marriages have the highest divorce rate at 73%.
Called it!
Yeah.
Many people accept this, accept it as fact that half of all marriages end in divorce, but as mentioned above, this applies to only the first marriages. Those who wed multiple times face a higher rate of divorce. In fact, 67% of second marriages end, and 73% of third marriages are dissolved.
Yeah, it's a little convenient that in this video we have later on, Ben only wants to acknowledge the 40% of marriages that fail, which is the first. That he doesn't want to acknowledge any of the others that come after. So there is that.
Listen, there's a reason why I call the vagina the Bermuda Triangle, because it will destroy and consume virtually everything you put in there, and you will never see it again. Money, houses, cars, careers, children, everything will get caught in that Bermuda Triangle, and you will be a hurting unit. Just saying.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then we got 40% of new marriages include a partner who is remarrying. So that's a 67% chance that a second marriage is going to fail.
And here's another thing they don't really talk about in this stat, because I've looked into this one before. Second and third marriages have complications, and they're called stepchildren.
Mm-hmm.
And when those stepchildren are involved, it literally makes staying in the mirage almost impossible. Because stepkids can be dicks and bitches. I'm just gonna say, just saying. I've had lots of friends get remarried and have to deal with stepkids, and it's a pain in the dick.
Yeah.
Yep. Worse than a pain in the ass.
Yeah. You know, I again, and I've been down that road myself. Like, there is not a worse bet that you can take than to date or marry a single mother. And look, here's the thing. Let's just say everything goes well for a couple of years. Worst case scenario is still pretty bad, right? Besides half your stuff, you're also going to form an emotional attachment with a child that you have zero rights to. Mm-hmm. So when that goes south, you don't go through one breakup, you go through two heartbreaks, okay? And I'm telling you, it's not worth it, man. And again, you'll never see that kid again. She moves on to, let's just say Tim the pool boy, and you're SOL. You know what I mean?
It's guaranteed heartbreak squared.
Yeah,
you're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct in that observation.
Yeah, we'll just cover up a couple more of these spots here on this, because this is quite a list here.
Yeah, I didn't expect you to read the whole thing, bro.
Yeah, but we'll cover this one, the big one. Having friends who are divorced increases your risk of divorce.
Shocking.
We've said it many, many times. When your lady friends go out for their ladies' night, and one of them just happens to get divorced. Usually, not too long after the one or two other ones start with that.
You notice how they left the gender out of there?
Yep.
Mhm.
Like, if a man's friends get divorced, more than likely, it really doesn't impact him getting divorced at all either. It's usually the women that do this because they invented that word. What is it called? Oh, yeah. Frenemies.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the other thing, too, what happens with a lot of these ladies is you've probably heard this term before, crabs in a bucket. If you're not familiar, if you've ever seen crabs in a bucket, they could probably all escape if they work together. You know, a couple hoist each other up and they get over. But no, they don't do that. Instead, they claw each other back down in the bottom. When it comes to relationships, some of the most miserable women out there that are friends with the married women will talk them into divorce. So he's not good enough for you. You know, he's this, that, you've heard every name in the book, abusive, narcissistic, controlling, whatever. And they'll gaslight their married friend into a divorce as well. So, you know, if she has any single friends and you're married or in a relationship with her, good luck, man. You're on borrowed time already. Especially if she goes out on girls' nights, it's game over at that point.
Yeah, listen, if you're a dude and you're on your frame, you need to shut that shit down or just jettison her. Because women that do that, they don't respect you. And if she's getting all dolled up to hang out with her friends on ladies' night, it's the equivalent of a for sale sign shopping for new Kayaka on her chest every time she walks out that door.
Yep.
Again,
absolutely.
It's dishonorable and disrespectful to you.
Yeah.
I think we'll cover this last one here, and then we'll move on to the next one. But divorcees are more likely to die earlier than married people.
Good. 65 and out plan.
Yep. Divorce can have a surprising and long-lasting consequences. One of those consequences is an increased risk of early death. Sadly, the mortality rate is 1,363 per 100,000 for divorcees, compared with 799 per 100,000 for married couples. Divorced men bear the brunt of this increased risk, with mortality rate of 1,772 per 100,000, compared to divorced women with their rates of 1,095 per 100,000.
There you go.
And also, dude, listen, men have a higher risk of cardiac disease. We do stupid shit. We don't go to the doctor. A lot of that can be explained away because a lot of married men, their wives literally treat them like an animal and forces them to go to the vet and get their vaccines and make sure they're eating properly so they can keep pulling the plow because they're slaves. Whereas the dude who's divorced is like, I don't have to do any of that. Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to snip cocaine off of hookers' asses. I'm going to smoke me the best cigars. I'm going to go all over the planet. I'm going to do dangerous stuff like scuba dive and skydive. Maybe get in a gunfight or a knife fight or something. Listen, that all impacts your lifespan.
Yeah.
You know, and the main difference, in my opinion, between the married guy and the unmarried guy is the married guy has a shepherd that makes sure he stays on the right path and stays safe. I mean, granted, yeah, you could live longer, but, you know, let's face it, the kept person will rarely experience the freedom that the free person can have.
Yeah.
I mean, freedom is scary. Deal with it. I mean, that's just the way it is.
Yep. But
I'm going to go ahead and jump into these chats here really quick when we get a second. Just letting you know I am checking on both sides. So over on Rumble on the Redonkulas side of things, we've got Pixel GTOW for $5. Evening, boys. Good to see you. Happy to have you here. Let's see who else we got here. Scrolling right along. Paladin for $5. Ben's emotional argument lawyer. If the facts are against you, argue the law. If the law is against you, argue the facts. If the law and the facts are against you, pound the table and yell like hell. So there you go.
There you
All
go.
right.
Admit nothing, deny everything, and always have a counter accusation. I understand completely.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Over here on Redonkulas on the YouTube side, Demaster 12 here for $5. Irony, neocons whine about government encroaching in personal life, then shame you for not letting government dictate your life through women. Exactly.
Yeah.
He also follows up here for another $5. Neocons don't hate dictatorships. They hate the dictatorship not pushing their values. Know this. You can't say neocon without saying new scam. There you go.
All right. Yeah.
And just catching up on anything else I may have missed. I've got two computers open here, so bear with me for just a second. My side is looking quiet so far, so I think we're good. Let me check. You know what? We'll check MGTOW in a minute. Jimmy, you had another article queued up there?
Yeah, let's go into well, the divorce is a risk factor for self-deletion, especially for men.
Yep.
Yep, and 531 lives are still here because Pop is doing the Lord's work and all that good stuff.
I'm not doing the Lord's work. I'm an evil motherfucker. I'm just destroying shit that I was ordered to destroy. Okay.
There you go.
Saving people along the way, it's nice, but it's not my primary mission. It's a follow-on mission. It's important, don't get me wrong, and I'm glad it's happening. But please, don't put me in that bin of nice guy shit. That's not me.
Yeah, we all know you're an asshole, man.
Yeah.
But let's see what they say here. The link between divorce and suicide has been known since the pioneering of sociological studies of Emil Durkheim. In the United States, the rate of suicide among persons who are divorced or separated is usually reported about 2.4 times greater than the rate of married persons. A successful marriage, it seems, can be a protective factor against death by self-deletion. Conversely, separation and divorce seems to increase the risk.
Yes, it does. And mainly, and I've read this article, they're not explaining that the two things in a man's life is, purpose and employment. All right. And ideally, you want your purpose to be your employment if you can. But a lot of men, and they exist because their purpose is, I am a father and a husband to my family. And then all of a sudden she decides she can get a better Lincoln log somewhere else. And you're out. And you literally, the court system treats you like a criminal. You are basically you become the wart on the ass of humanity at that point. And a lot of men, that's just a bridge too far for them, especially processing the loss of a wife, losing their house, maybe being homeless. And then every time you go pick up your kids and drop them off, you process that in your mind like a death. So, it's incredibly unhealthy for your thinking meat.
Right.
Yep. But let's see. They go on here to say, I'm going to butcher this, but I'm going to try to say it. Kaposawa, I think. I'm just going to call her the good doctor. Noted that there were huge differences between the suicide rates among divorced men as compared to women. In fact, the data showed that compared to divorced women, divorced men were 9 times more likely to self-delete.
Yeah, and what they mean by that is for every woman who successfully splits her wig with a Magnum, 9 dudes do the same thing.
Yep. And men usually tend to take the most violent and most effective way, while women tend to do it the least painful way. Yeah. And they usually are able to be resuscitated, so they use narcotics, sleeping pills, alcohol, that good stuff. Men, well, we just go with to putting in some dark humor here. We go out with a bang.
Correct.
Yeah. Summing that up. Yeah. Unfortunately, women are good at trying it. Men are very good at succeeding. There's the difference.
And that's typically how men handle everything else in life. Men are really good at doing things, and women are really good at trying things. They're not the same.
No.
What they say, The 9-to-1 ratio dwarfs the 3.5 to 1 male quote unquote advantage we typically see in self deletions. In 2017, for example, 36,782 men self deleted versus 10,391 American women. Clearly, the disparity in deaths among divorced males is simply not the result of men being generally, quote unquote, more self deleting than women. Therefore, something more is than the typical explanations for the male to female imbalance in self deletions. Let's see. Men choose more lethal means. Men are more likely to abuse substances. Men are more aggressive. IG or etc. is at work.
Yep.
So I think we pretty much covered everything on that one there.
Yeah, we don't have to read the entire article. I don't want to bore everyone out there covering this shit.
Fair enough.
Listen, my thing is this: is Daily Wire is competing for a major position in the mainstream media, apparatus, and I'm very upset that they're following in with all of the other networks out there by pushing this propaganda. All right. Now, one of the main reasons I think the Daily Wire is so animate about men should still get married, blah, 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 is I think they're scared to death. And they literally want men to get married despite all of the the negative aspects. And it could quite possibly kill you with, hopelessness and the loss of love and what have you.
Yeah.
All right. Now, when you're willing to put people in a situation where you don't give a shit what happens to them, but what happens to them benefits you, there's a word for that. It's called sacrifice. Do not, gentlemen, pay attention to me when I say this. Do not be the sacrificial lamb for these fucking idiots. All right? Make your own decisions. Stay away from this bullshit. Because there's no upside for you. Other than maybe you get a couple kids, but then you get to watch them grow up and fast forward while somebody else gets to spend more time around them than you do as their biological father.
Right. Yeah. And, that's the thing. Like, we tell you, most of us have been through the experience, whether it's marriage or relationships. Most of us in this community have had our skin in the game, and more often than not have already gone through the stuff we're trying to tell you to avoid. Right now, everything's great for Ben. He's on the up and up. He's got a marriage. Everything's good. You notice something I want to point out. It's just, hang on a second. It's something that I've noticed recently with Crowder. So Crowder wasn't really talking about red pill topics until this divorce. And we all got to see, unfortunately, Crowder at some not so proud moments. And that's okay. That's part of the learning process. He wasn't in his frame. Hopefully he lives and learns from there. But I've noticed he's far more accepting of red pill ideas, to the point he actually had Fresh and Fit on the other day. But again, there's the huge difference. You have two people that are pretty high up on the hog. You have Shapiro that has no idea what men that have gone through it are facing. And then you have Crowder, who has gone through it, and you can see the difference in their attitudes now. And that's something to look at as well.
Yes. And listen, I'm ashamed to say this, but while I was blue pill thinking, I was completely oblivious to the pain of men. And some of them were, really close personal friends of mine. And after it happened to me, I literally went there, weeping. I was so ashamed of myself that I could not see their pain. Unfortunately, that's how deep the blue pill programming goes. Is you literally don't know what's going on until you get the rug pulled out from underneath you. And then by the time that happens, you are on salvage or borrowed time.
Yep.
Yeah.
But just to reinforce some figures here, we got some graphs here. Current divorced people as a percentage of people who have ever been married. So right there, they're hovering just about 14.4%. Right there of people who have divorced people that have never been married, or who have ever been married. And we come down here, and this breaks down by gender. Of course, we've got 15% of all women and 13% of all men.
All right.
And the next one here is the breaks down to the races and whatnot. So we got 20% black, 14.3% white, 13.29% Hispanic, and Asian for some reason is 6.23%. Wonder why that is.
Maybe they are maintaining their family values.
Yeah, that would definitely be the one.
Yeah, and listen, I mean, all right, listen, for a rich person, they say rich people stay married longer. What? Maybe they do, maybe they don't. I don't know. But if you have a lot of money, like say you have $10 million, you lose 5 of it in a divorce. Sure, it sucks, but you're not going to be like, trying to find a rack in a homeless shelter or living in your car or anything. Whereas, between divorce, child support, alimony, medical, and daycare and all the other horse shit that goes along with today's day and age, it is possible for you to be working a 6-figure job and living as you are living in poverty because they take all your money from you, and that includes taxes and everything else. And we'll do an example here so you can see it for yourself.
As a matter of fact, we can actually do that right now here. Let's see, you wanted to do the alimony there first, Pop?
I'll pull up the child support calculator.
Child support calculator. All righty, let me bring that up here.
Yeah, and the reason I'm doing this is so you guys can see the goddamn numbers, and we're not talking about terms that people can't really equate to. All right, when you see the numbers in black and white, it erases all doubt why you should not ever get married.
Alrighty, so should we just go ahead and don't jump into this one?
Yeah.
We'll do the national average, which is normally 2.5. So I guess we'll just go ahead and round down to 2.
Two kids, yeah.
All right. What's the monthly income there, Pop?
$7,500. I believe that's $90,000 a year. That's upper middle class.
That's dual income, correct?
No.
Nope.
That's okay. Individual income.
This is net monthly income of non-custodial parent.
Okay.
Just put down 1,500. Just she's a Section 8 animal.
Right.
Let's see for this one.
Yeah.
All right. Next one. Monthly cost of family group health insurance paid by non-custodial parent.
All right. Just put $400 in there.
100. And monthly cost of daycare.
Well, if you're not the custodial, you don't. Why don't you just put like 150 in there?
150.
Okay. No, bring it to 0 because I know lots of women who have their relatives watching the kid and they milk you for additional daycare money. So just put 0 in there.
All right. Now, net monthly income of custodial parent.
$1,500. Oh no, $1,000 after tax.
$1,000. All right. Amount of monthly support paid by custodial parent for children or spouse from a prior relationship.
Just put 0.
0. All righty. Monthly cost of family group health insurance paid by custodial parent.
Didn't we already answer that one with 400?
That was for non-custodial.
For the custodial, just put 0.
0. All righty. Monthly cost of daycare paid by custodial parent.
Put down $200.
$200.
I mean, every dude I know who got divorced got hosed for this daycare bullshit, while the person's relatives were watching the kids.
Yeah.
All right,
Yep.
so let's see what does that come out to?
Let's see. Under this scenario, your monthly child support payment would be $1,571.
So $1,571. Okay.
Wow.
$1,571. All right. Let's do the alimony.
Alrighty.
Now, for those of you that don't know, child support and alimony are completely different. There are laws in the books in most states where there's a cap at how much they can get in child support from you. Doesn't really exist for Alice Isn't Horny Any More Money. I mean, I'm not a lawyer. I could be wrong, but that is my understanding.
Alrighty. For the alimony, let's see. Gross salary there, Pop. Let's see. Here's some numbers.
90,000.
90K. All right. And net salary.
75K.
That is for the payor. Now the payee.
15,000 a year.
10,000 a year, and net salary.
10,000, because you just want to mess with their benefits.
10,000. All righty. How long were they married?
10 years.
10 years. 10 years. Calculate. That is an average of $1,878 a month.
Wow. Okay, you combine those two.
All right.
And that's 78 months, so 6.5 years.
All right. So hang on. So let's just do the math here. All right. So you're making $7,500 a month, right? Let's just do the math here. 7,500 a month, and we'll multiply that by 0.3 for taxes. So you're paying about $2,100 in taxes. So let's just add this all up. All right. Let's see. 2,100 in taxes out of your gross pay, plus 1,878 plus 1,571 equals $5,549. That is what it's costing you. So we'll subtract 7,500 from that. You got about $1,900 to live on a month.
Wow.
That's include rent, food, water, all the other shit right there. Now, they'll say, well, you don't have to pay the alimony forever. So how many months was that? What, 76 months?
6 years.
78 months. 6 years and 6
Let's do
months.
math on that. All right. 78 times 1,878 equals $146,000, $484. You got to pay her for being your former walled out, stalled out vaginal crevasse.
Yeah.
So if you're a rich person, you can afford these numbers. If making 90,000 a year, that is like, mechanical engineer pay in the first, 6 years of their career. You go to school to become a mechanical engineer, you go through all that shit, you're making all that money, and literally you cannot live on the amount of money they leave you behind.
Yeah. I'm gonna agree with you there. So average cost of rent alone, let's just forget a mortgage because you just got divorced.
Yeah.
Average cost of rent alone in this country is around $1,500 a month for an apartment. And I'm ballparking some of these numbers, but hear me out. Groceries that'll last you maybe 2 weeks as a single individual now, $200 for 2 weeks. That's $100 a week. Then you've got, if you have a new vehicle or a newer used vehicle, you've got your car payment on the line. Interest rates on those are about 18%. So even if you bought a car for $30,000, you're paying $55,000 for it. So that brings up to about $800 a month on your payments. Okay. And if you get a used car, the interest rate is actually 3% higher. So there's that as well. So here's the bottom line. We haven't even paid for the insurance or the utilities or the water or the gas yet. And you're already out of luck. You're already in going back to your mom's basement. You see what I'm saying? Not a wise choice, not a wise choice at all.
Yeah. And listen, and Ben Shapiro and the Daily Wire are not going to tell you this.
No.
They want you to sacrifice yourselves on the altar of marriage so they can continue on with their happy, healthy lives. Guess what? It is going to come down when enough men are single and, this has just become so insane. It is going to turn into chaos and pandemonium. There will be death. There will be pain. There will be blood. And I'm not threatening anyone. I'm just telling you historical examples. This has happened before, and it will happen again because we are at our base core evil, hairless monkeys.
Yeah. You're not wrong.
And listen, and I watched some of those videos where, Shapiro and Walsh and Candace Owens were ripping on Pearl because she had the gall to speak the truth. And then she went on Pierce Morgan's show, who called her a provocateur because, again, she's just stating the facts and the truth, just like I do. And it really upsets me when people speak the truth and then they get attacked and turned into a villain for it. I can't stand by and say nothing when that's going on. It's just not in me.
Yep. And again, for these websites here, it is what is it? It is maritallaws.com/alimony-calculator. So you can even bring up your state to let you know what those ones are. And then the other one was alllaw.com/calculators/child support. And then you can type in your state.
Yes. And listen, I mean, you can go to your specific state and look up their calculator and you can get the ballpark of what you're going to wind up getting ass raped for.
Yeah.
All right. Now, the reason we're doing this again is you guys need to see the down and dirty numbers. And why would you willingly sign up for that? The only excuse I can think of is the length of your penis, because you're literally dick thinking if you allow yourself to get into a situation like this.
Mm-hmm.
Don't fucking do it.
Yeah, I don't have anything to add to that, man. You're absolutely right. I can't think of any reason, especially after that. Good luck. Good luck convincing me otherwise.
Even worse, if you're a guy who only makes $55,000 a year, guess what? You're going to have to get a second and third job.
Yeah.
Meaning you're not going to have time to see your kids. And that usually equates to you winding up being called a deadbeat, even though you paid all of the obligations.
Yeah, isn't that nice? You work your ass off. You do everything you can. You get screwed over by a woman that I'm not happy. That's how that goes. And then, you're making $55K, which is, again, it's not much, but it should be enough. But then that's not enough. You miss a child support payment. You're a deadbeat now. Oh, and if you can't make those child support payments, you get thrown in jail. And I don't know how that works. I don't know if there's a program, and I'm being sarcastic. I don't know if there's a program in jail where you can make money enough to pay the wench that left you and pay for child support. But I don't think so. I think they're paying pennies in there last I checked.
Yeah, and because of this unfairness, I am shocked that there isn't a barricaded gunman across the street from every court in America 24/7, 365. Yeah. This is so fucking unfair. I have no idea why we haven't had a mass, rising because of this is insane. It is absolutely insane.
Yeah. And I was going to say to crack a little joke here to bring up liven up a little bit, but I mean, yes, it is a very very sad that a man has to get 2 to 3 different jobs just so that he can pay his bills so he can stay out of jail. But I mean, at least he's producing to the inflated jobs counts.
I guess, yeah.
Because apparently this administration is counting people with multiple part-time jobs as a full job.
Yeah,
or so I've seen, so I've heard.
No, well, you might be right on that, but my answer to that is no. And this argument's been made, and I'll save this for another show. But look, you should not have to spend your entire life at work just to have a roof over your head that you never see. You shouldn't have to spend your life at work with 2 or 3 jobs just to support your children, right? That's absolutely nuts. But again, they can fudge the numbers and get away with it. They're screwing the American people. They've eroded the middle class at this point, and people are fed up, and I don't blame them.
All right, so let me get the camera ready, and we'll do a quick review.
Oh, yeah.
All right, while Papa's doing that, I'll jump into some super chats here.
Cool.
So got a Pixels G-Tao over on Rumble with $5. Says, average modern women out whore the whores of the old. Ben, should I marry a non-virgin? What? It's never been done before in the done for the 99.9% of human history. I think Ben is very progressive.
Is he now?
Sounds like it. Either that or he just likes to shit on men because it gets him money.
Yeah.
Let's see. Jumping over to YouTube side, we got Alex Petino over here. He's got a couple of $5 in a row. His first one is I call Ben Shapiro, Matt Walsh, and all them ID10Ts the blue suppository community since they tried to shove sheet up men's asses.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get this. I'm trying to figure this out here. So.
No worries. And Alex's second one here says, just so you know, in Texas, there is no alimony unless the child has special needs. That's the only way you'll pay alimony in Texas. Winning.
There you go. All right. Jumping over to MGTOW on the Redonkulas side. Villainous Jack for $13. What about gerontologic marriages? I know a dude, Lord of Thunder, who is nearing retirement and wants to marry a retired woman because he likes her. But I think it is about being able to see her when she winds up in the hospital. Wow, I can't even pronounce that word. Gerontologic. I assume that's just marriage within a church outside of the government or something.
I don't know. It
sounds
like old people talk.
Yeah, I would say no. I would just say no. Period. We have Link Soyjack here in MGTOW for $10. Jesus did not sacrifice himself to serve the devil. Neither will I, and neither should you.
Absolutely.
He says, fuck the society, fuck the cuck churches, and fuck all the elite boomers that want to prop up this society on the corpses of divorced men and abused children.
Correct.
Yes.
All right, let's get through this review here.
All right.
All right, here we go. So here's the death trap of the Mirage. I'm trying to give you the hints so you can avoid the death trap known as Mirage. And the reason I call marriage a mirage is you think you're going to get something that looks really good off in the distance, and you walk out into the desert, and then you eventually die. And you never find what the mirage is actually promising you. All right, so your first marriage, you have a 42 to 48% failure rate, and that will usually happen within the first 7 to 8 years. I have 7.8 here. All right. And if you're stupid enough to do it again, there's a 63% chance of failure, and that one will last 7.3 years. So there's like a weird number here. 7 keeps coming up. If you're dumb enough to do it again for the third time, 73% chance of failure, and that one will last on average 5.4 years, or 5.5 years if you round it up. All right. Now, the women file divorce 65 to 75% of the time, and then you can add an additional 10% onto that if you're with a woman who's college educated. These are the stats. And I'm just telling you right now, gentlemen, if you're a betting man, always bet the stats if you want to actually win.
Yeah.
All right. Now, women get custody of those kids 85% of the time, and men pay child support 90% of the time. The man is the one assigned with the child support obligation. All right. Now, I would argue that this number is light because when I was doing my research, I noticed like 6 to 7% of the time where men got custody of their kids, it was uncontested, meaning she didn't even show up in the court. So I think we should probably back that out. And this is probably, 92%, 93% of the time the woman gets custody of the kids. At what point can we file federal lawsuits against this system for sexual discrimination? Should it be 100% zero, 90%, 99% one? I think, 92, 93% to 7 or 8, it should probably fall within the litmus test of a sexual discrimination lawsuit against the divorce courts.
Yeah.
All right. Now, child support caps in most states at 60% of either your net or gross income. It depends upon the state. All right. Now, what they don't tell you is that's just for child support. That doesn't encompass alimony and medical insurance and daycare and what have you. All right. So alimony and medical are not included in this cap, meaning they can take, almost your entire fucking check, and there's fuck all you could do about it other than run or go to jail. All right. Is this sounding like something you guys should be doing? Fuck no. All right. Now, 5.1 out of 1,000 people are getting married as of current year. I'm going to bring that number to 0 or as close to 0 as I possibly can because I'm tired of burying you guys because you're basically signing blank checks with your P-Nice that you can't cash.
Yeah.
All right. Now, men after a divorce are 8 to 10 times more likely to self-delete after divorce compared to women, meaning for every woman that succeeds in, hurling herself into oblivion and turning in her meat suit for the mineral deposits, 8 to 10 men will succeed at doing the same thing. All right. Now we saw the numbers, the child support, the alimony, all the other shit. 60.6% of everyone out there living rough and homeless are men, and they're out there for a fucking reason. And that reason is simply this: the system doesn't give a shit about us as men and is more than willing to let us live in the street until we fucking die or throw us in jail if we don't perform. My advice to every person watching this video is do not fucking participate in this in any way, shape, or form. It has to come down. This is so fucking unjust. I literally can't believe why more men aren't, freaking out over this. Maybe it's the slow roll and slow boil phenomena where you throw basically a frog into a pot and you start boiling the water and he won't really notice it until he's dead because you are slowly bringing up the temperature. I think that's what they've been doing since the 60s to us men. And it's about time we said, fuck you, in my opinion. Yeah. And I don't care about Ben Shapiro and the Daily Wire. I respect what they do. They do put out some good material. I just cannot get on board on sacrificing men on the altar of marriage so they can have, better, more cushy lives. Fuck that.
Yeah, and your channel and mine both, we've done several videos on the other effects of this too. The likelihood for those children to grow up either becoming a felon or engaging in dangerous activities, drug use, all sorts of things. That goes exponentially higher too with these women checking out, taking the kids, and doing the single mom thing. It puts the children at every statistical disadvantage as well. And again, there's no stopping it in this country. We gave him, again, you go back to the 60s where this kind of started. I agree with you. You get the pill, you get the sexual revolution, you get all of that. And then along comes no fault divorce, which, by the way, some people say Reagan was a good president, maybe for the most part. But listen, this guy just said, all right, no fault divorce. Well, now that allowed women to just go, again, as I've said many times, I'm not happy, and leave. So there you go. So now there's no consequences. You can make up allegations, which they do in court quite often, about abuse. That's how they get the custody as well. They'll do all sorts of shit to just say, I don't want to do this anymore. But instead of taking accountability, instead of working it out, instead of having skin in the game, women are incentivized to leave. And I mean, they very much well are incentivized. You've got Section 8, welfare, WIC, child support, alimony, all of it. I mean, what more do you need? The government came in and said, you know who is a better husband than your husband? Us. Just divorce the guy. And on top of that, we get 50 cents on every dollar out of this transaction. So go ahead and divorce him. Make sure that we get the alimony and child support. That'll be cycled through the government. We get more money out of you, which is basically a taxation without representation. They're screwing you as men. They're screwing you. So when somebody comes along and says, but get married anyway, because it's the best way to keep society. No, it's destroying society. It's creating broken homes. It's creating a system that is completely trashed. I can't recommend this to anybody.
Yeah.
And especially with everything I said, like you're going to take that risk and not only destroy your own life, but your children's lives for a woman that is so entitled in our current system that she would take the government money over a family. That's insane to me.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. And are we going to show that video of Ben Shapiro?
Yeah, we can do that. Do you want to bring the guys in before or after that?
Let's bring them in after so they could watch, all of the craziness. We're going to bring in some guys from the panel.
Okay. Perfect. All right. We do have.
Keep your finger on the pause button because I'm sure I will interject because.
You got it. All right, we'll get that queued up here. Just give me 2 seconds while I find that. Yeah. And this will be the last week, by the way. You'll see any problems on the stream on my end. We just had a donation from Crusader Nate, so thank you so much for that. A new laptop here, so I am putting it together so we don't have any issues streaming anymore. So again, Crusader Nate, thank you so much for doing that. It does mean a lot and helps us keep these shows going. So. All right. This is the video here from Ben Shapiro's channel. As soon as it pops up, it should have already popped up. Let me see what's going on here. There we go. All right. Audio should be sharing. If you guys have any problems, let me know in the chat as well. If you don't hear audio, just hit 2. If you do hear audio, hit 1 in the chat, and I will see that. All right. Let's get started on this.
Well, folks, there's something called the Red Pill movement. It's sort of a far-right movement that focuses in on saying the unsayable.
Stop it right there.
Already.
All right. Far right. All right. So he's starting off already blaming and shaming us, trying to pigeonhole us into some like far right conspiracy theory kind of thinking people.
Yeah.
All right. The red pill is nothing but a calm, logical response to the environment we have to live in. That is it. Period. There are no leaders. It's simply a movement where enough people looked around and said, oh my God, this is so fucking stupid. I'm out.
Yeah. For a little bit of clarification, we do have a couple back here that are MGTOW on the panel, so we'll get their perspective as well. But red pill is just a philosophy. It's just an idea. There are no, again, like Pop said, there are no leaders. There are no set rules. It's just an idea we kind of all think together and agree on. MGTOW takes it a step further with the no cohabitation, no marriage, and everything else. Some people do MGTOW monk, but again, there's nothing extreme about it. They're guys that are just sick and tired of the system. So It is what it is. All right,
let's. I think I grab my moonshine because I think I'm going to need a few shots to get through this thing.
All right, here we go.
Pilled have taken the position that it's bad for men to get married. A fascinating debate has broken out about the value of marriage. It's really interesting. So there are a bunch of people on the so-called right who have now suggested that marriage is bad for men, that men should not get married. Now, the case that they're making is not the liberal feminist case that basically men are useless and terrible and a woman needs a man like a fish needs a bicycle or anything like that. The case that they are making is that the stakes of marriage have been changed by things like no-fault divorce, custody arrangements, the child support payments and all the rest, spousal support, that basically the legal regimen has made it not a bargain for men to.
Yes. Yes. And I think we broke that down quite clearly.
We just went through the numbers, Mr. Shapiro, using calculators from law firms on the amount of child support and alimony that you'll have to pay if you decide to link yourself permanently to the pink taco. Boom. All right.
Yeah.
And if you're not paying with green, you may or may not end up paying with your wife because it gets destroyed by that.
Yeah. Let's see what he says from here, though.
Get married. Now, I agree with the critique of all of those policies. I think no-fault divorce is a disaster area. I think that the child custody arrangements that basically always go to mom no matter what, that is a serious problem. When you shift the incentive structure, there's a reason why the majority of divorces, the vast majority of divorces, are now initiated by women.
But
that is not because in the past women were wildly abused and today they are wildly liberated. What that really is when you shift the incentive structure and it turns out that all the risk is now taken by men, women are going to be the ones who actually activate and push that divorce button. However, the red-pilled have taken it one step further. And now they're telling young men, you should not get married. It's too dangerous to get married. Don't get married. That's foolish. That's foolish. So let's go through some of these arguments.
Okay, foolish. Yeah, foolish.
It's foolish. It's foolish for me to want to keep the gun out of your fucking mouths. All right, because guess what? These guys are getting divorced, turned into paupers, can't see their kids, and literally they're killing themselves at breakneck wholesale speed, or they're overdosing, or they're drinking themselves to death. So yes, I am telling the young men out there, do not do it. It is not in your favor in any way, shape, or form. But let's let Mr. Shapiro move on with his emotional argument, because this is I'm thinking that's where this is going.
Yeah.
All right, play the rest of that shit. Uh-oh. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Had a little glitch there. There we go.
Because they become very popular on the right. So let's start with Pearl Davis. So Pearl Davis is an anti-feminist who has become pretty popular these days. A lot of people label her sort of a female Andrew Tate, although without the checkered past. And here is Pearl Davis talking about marriage.
All right, and I do want this part as well, because what she says is pretty good. This mic level just keeps adjusting down for some reason. Sorry about that. But it's interesting that, you know, he just uses a blanket statement to begin with. Foolish. It's just foolish to tell men not to get married. Well, again, when you have statistics, facts, and data on your side, I don't think that's foolishness. I think that's logic, right? But I do want to go over what Pearl says here, because, you know, I agree with her. There's nothing here she says I don't agree with, really.
All right.
The TradCons, Daily Wire, conservatives are saying that Pearl's just a doom and gloomer who lies about stats, just focuses on the negatives, never the positives, and all the men complaining are just crybabies. And so one day he comes home and he finds out that his wife had called the police on him and told them that the first time they hooked up 10 years ago, he had quote unquote raped her. And the truth of the matter is, when a man has children, they're not his kids. A man has no way to have children and those kids be actually his. They're always hers, because the courts give the women custody 90% of the time, and rich men are really the only ones that have the money to fight it and the time. So I ask the Daily Wire, Jeremy Boeing, Matt Walsh, is this just crybabies? Are they just they're crybaby, weak men who don't man up and want to risk that? So, it's interesting because instead of demanding that the laws change and demanding women face repercussions for doing this stuff, you guys demand that men need to step up and take part in a system that discriminates against them. You say, oh,
Yeah, and I want to jump in here really quick. I've been, and I know for certain that Shapiro doesn't read anything on his social media, but I've said the same thing for weeks now, which led to the idea for this video. Like, hey, when are you gonna start attacking the laws? You guys write the big checks over there at the Daily Wire, but you want to again shame men into marriage rather than maybe going and attacking the legislation that is costing men their lives. Why don't we focus on the problem rather than telling men just go into the meat grinder anyway and hope for the best? Why not take that big fat fucking checkbook of yours and write a check you can cash against the system that's screwing men out of their lives and out of their kids' lives? How about that? How about we change the dynamic here and stop shaming men and start doing something about the corrupt government system that is screwing the men over? How about that? Just a thought.
Yeah, and and I really get upset when they're like, they refer to the red pill MGTOW guys as a bunch of crybabies and subpar men. All right.
Yeah.
Now, I myself am a red pill MGTOW guy who was a real life Green Beret, a real life airborne ranger forged in the fires of the Ranger Regiment, a paratrooper, an infantry soldier who saw 3 formal conflicts come and go, who was almost killed in 2, and I've operated in several operations that'll never kiss the pages of fucking history. I've led men in battle. All right, I've had to drive on after being, grievously fucking wounded. But I'm some kind of subpar crybaby man. Go fuck yourself.
Yep, absolutely agree. Let's roll through a little bit more of this. We're not going to play the whole thing. I think the halfway mark is good enough because then he just goes, well, actually, Pop, do you want to go over his stats, his numbers, or you want to just do the first half?
No, we don't have to go through his stats and numbers because I've watched that part and he's kind of like playing with the numbers a little bit.
Okay.
And you could tell he's trying to influence people into men to thinking, well, it's not that bad.
Yeah, but it is. All right, let's roll this.
Find a girl that prays, she won't do it. And I had this thought too, until I found a Muslim girl that did the same thing. I found a Christian girl that did the same thing. I found a Catholic girl. It's happening all over. Whether you want to believe it or not, it is happening. I don't care about your religion. I don't care about your church. This happens everywhere.
Okay, so the argument that she's making against it, all these marital policies, those are correct arguments, and nobody is disregarding the pain of men who have been wrongfully victimized under these circumstances where the incentive structure is completely stacked against them. That is true. However, the benefits of marriage are still unbelievable. It does matter who you marry. To pretend that there is no difference between the person.
It does not outweigh the risk. It doesn't outweigh the risk. I'm sorry.
No, great. Yeah, listen, I am sure there are women out there that are awesome that would love to be married. But the rest of the women around you are fucking landmines. And all it takes is one person to step on the wrong landmine and he dies, or his life is radically changed forever. And once you see enough people wandering around in the minefield getting vaporized, you're like, you know what? I'm good where I'm at. I don't need none of that bullshit. And that is just logic thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Period. So I want to hear his benefits here.
Yeah, and I do want to point out before we roll back into that, look, if you want a relationship, nobody here in this space, nobody is, well, I mean, unless you're doing the monk thing, and then it's fine, it's a choice. But nobody's telling you can't, right? Nobody's saying don't date, don't ever go on a date with a girl, don't ever do it. I'm going to tell you the risks. I'm going to tell you all day long. But if you want to do it, that's fine. That doesn't mean you have to marry. That doesn't mean you have to do this thing where it's a love triangle, because it's you and her and the government, and the government's at the top screwing you and taking her as a resource to screw you. Correct. So why would you do that? Why? That's stupid. But if you want to date, go ahead and date. If you want to be in a relationship, more power to you. But do you need to involve the government in that? I don't think so. I think it's stupid. I don't like the government in my life, in my wallet, let alone in my bedroom. You can stay the fuck out of there. Anyway, let's go back into this.
No, I want to hear these
Person that you marry, that
benefits.
Yeah.
it's happening with Christians and Muslims, and it's all the same. That's statistically untrue. There are things that you can do to mitigate against the risk of divorce, and the person that you marry is the chief mitigation. The truth is,
No. You could eliminate no-fault divorce. That's how you could mitigate it.
that in the Jewish community, we always have a backup plan in the sense that every marital contract is a prenup. Every marital contract is a prenup, right? A Jewish ketubah is a prenup. It guarantees certain levels of spousal support, for example. If you give a get, then it makes prior arrangements and all the rest. But one of the throwing out the baby with the bathwater is not the solution. So how about both? How about we revise the system of law? But also, in the meantime, you do need to find a spouse and get married to her.
All right, stop it.
You hear that? Yeah, I'm sorry. I gotta interject here. I just the whole thing here. Just do it anyway. Just do it anyway. I know the laws are screwed up. Maybe we can fix those. Maybe not. But do it anyway. Oh my God.
Yeah, and he literally wants to sacrifice the youth of today on the altar of marriage. Yeah. I cannot in good faith recommend that to anybody. Can't do it. We just went through the numbers. They're absolutely brutal.
Yeah.
Fun times.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Sorry, spun up there. We'll get back.
Right,
And if what it requires for you to feel comfortable doing that is to shift away from the state mandated law and toward a contract arrangement, then do that as well. Right? We can have churches that sponsor that sort of thing. Because the truth is that those are enforceable contracts in court very often, the pre-custody arrangements and all the rest of that sort of thing.
No,
I want to go through some of the stats with regard to the benefits of marriage.
And Pop, go ahead.
That's absolutely incorrect. You can do prenups, but you can never actually put custody and child support stuff into a prenup because most states will just rip that right out of there.
Yep. Yeah. And I think he's referring to whatever religious
he's like a balls deep Jew, so
yeah, but it's like
good for him. I'm glad. I'm glad it's working out for him. I really am. I'm not going to take anything away from him, but I cannot, in good faith, just tell a bunch of dudes like, go ahead and do it anyway.
Yeah.
No.
Well, no. And the other thing is, like, I don't care what religion you are. I really don't. Do whatever you want to do. But if you think for 1 minute that the government is not going to try to get in your pocket because you held up the God card, like, I'm sorry to tell you, the government does not care about your God card and will still take your money. So
that's absolutely correct.
Good luck.
No fucks are given by the government.
No, we got a few more minutes and then we'll wrap this one up and bring on the panel.
Because I think that it's also possible to exaggerate how bad things are for men. That doesn't mean they aren't really bad for men who end up divorced, or that women aren't divorcing men at an incredibly high rate overall, or that women aren't initiating the vast majority of divorce. Like, again, I agree with men.
So he's saying we're exaggerating. All right. So with those numbers that I just did, when we did the child support and alimony, I was using calculators from actual law firms. That is a fact. Those numbers happen. I am not exaggerating shit.
Yep.
I'm not a liar. I have no tongue for it. From the very beginning when I started this channel, I gave my opinion. I told the truth. I put the sources on, underneath every single video. So if you didn't believe what I was saying, you could read it for yourself. And hell, if I'm wrong and you had some counter, studies or stats and you send it to me, there's been on a few occasions where I'm like, you're right, I'm wrong. I'm not a stick in the mud guy. I'm not a liar. And I'm not exaggerating shit.
Yeah. Yep. That frustrates me as well. This is that kind of arrogant attitude where he's right and everybody else is wrong because he doesn't agree with our views, which that's fine. Again, ours are based on fact, logic, reason, and not emotion. So just saying.
Many of the critiques of current marital law, I agree with a lot of that stuff. The problem is that when you take it so far that you say that the solution for men is to not get married, now what you have done is you've created a second order effect where unmarried men become actual menaces. Okay, the reality is that men.
Oh,
Yeah.
here we go. This
No,
is
no, no. He's absolutely
about
correct.
to.
No, listen,
Yeah.
he's absolutely correct. And I said this before, historically speaking, when enough men don't have mates and have no stake in the society, it turns into mayhem. It's a historical fact. So he's not wrong there. And one of the main reasons he wants these men to step up and get married is he's terrified of that happening.
Yeah. Well, again, just to play, devil's advocate with that, you have a system that is broken and rigged against you. What do you think is going to happen? Do you want these men to just comply their way into tyranny forever? Is that what you're suggesting? Do you want them to surrender their own lives to a system that doesn't care about them? Is that what you want? You want a bunch of complacent sheep that don't think for themselves? I don't know. I think the result of men walking away from marriage and what comes next and what he's about to say here is a natural process, like Pop is saying, in which people are fed up and they're not going to have it anymore. So that is going to be something you are going to see. I think that is coming.
Yep.
Channel their aggressive drives toward building, or they channel it toward destroying. And a system in which women are unmarried and men are unmarried. Right. That's something that the left wants. And if you acquiesce in that, then you...
Hang on. All right. So, I mean, I am not the builder. I'm a destroyer. So he's kind of right in that regard.
That's all right, Pop. You'll destroy it. We'll rebuild it back better.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
You actually end up destroying the very fundamental basis of society that allows for the growing and building of a society beyond the leftist principles. My answer to Pearl is both and. But yes, get married, and also we should work to change those laws. But by the way, the way that we date has an effect on how we get married and who we get married to. I mean, when I dated my wife, we went in knowing as we began to date that we were not going to sleep together until we were married. We knew for a fact that we were going to have long conversations about things that mattered. And this is, by the way, the best available data suggests that this is how you end up with a tangible, durable marriage.
Yes, and that's all fine and well, except for the girl next door now has an OnlyFans account, and most women your age or younger have more bodies than the Empire State Building would know what to do with. All right? So There's a problem there, right? Not every woman that you meet, very rarely actually, is she just going to be a virgin when you meet her. That's not going to happen. I mean, maybe out in the middle of nowhere somewhere on an Amish little, plot of land, but not in modern society. So that's another problem.
Yeah, that is.
That lasts a very long time is that everybody has to be committed going in. That value, when you put values at the center of dating, that obviously doesn't mean that you're going to be impervious to the possibility of divorce, but it does mean that your chances of divorce are really a lot lower. Now, I don't want to rip on Pearl here, and I don't think I am ripping on Pearl, frankly. But there are a bunch of other people who are making similar claims. So, for example, Brian Atlas was on the Whatever podcast, and here he was talking about marriage.
Would you consider a prenup?
Prenups are regularly thrown out all the time. They're typically non-enforceable, especially the longer the marriage goes on, the less likely they are to be enforced. Men get absolutely destroyed in marriage and in divorce. Financially, when it comes to the kids, women are more likely to get custody. And then also, if you do get a divorce, the financial cost of just getting the attorney, getting all that involved. If it's a contested divorce, you're going to spend mid 5 figures, 6 figures on attorneys. And you got to pay for her attorney too. 50% of marriages end in divorce. 80% of divorces are initiated by women. 90% if she's college educated. 90% of child support payments go from men to women. 97% of alimony payments go from men to women. You have no fault divorce. So a woman can cheat on you. She can still get half your shit.
Okay. Again, a lot of what he's saying is true. The stats on...
Yeah,
No. It's not a lot of what
that cracks me up about this.
Everything he's saying, he just said is absolutely true.
Yeah, and what cracks me up is he's aware of that, and then he's like, but get married anyway. Like, what the hell, man? I mean, we're almost done with this.
I am so disappointed because I've watched this man debate people into the Stone Age, and here he is falling back on emotional arguments.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm very disappointed. I really am. And I think the reason he's doing it is because the evidence is so overwhelmingly damning that there's no argument he could possibly come forward with other than the emotional argument.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, man. It really is.
On marriage are not completely true. I'll go through those in just 1 second. Again, the rip on the divorce law is a good rip. It is a fine rip. And the answer is not for men to avoid marriage.
All right. Well, I think we'll wrap it up there. We've got an ad anyway. And yeah, the next section was just getting in with Destiny, and I really don't want to go down that road right now. So
yeah, no thanks.
Yeah. But yeah, that's where we're at right now. I don't see his argument for marriage. It's everything's screwed up, but you need to get married anyway. And the only way to mitigate that is to find a woman with the same values as you and hope to God she doesn't have an ulterior motive at the end of it.
Yeah, I did a comedy video last year called Sell Me Marriage.
Yeah.
There's just no upside.
No.
It's so stupid. The only reason I could see anyone wanting to get married is to have some kids. But you need to go into it fully educated that there is a more than likely chance you're going to get divorced. You're going to watch those kids grow up and fast forward, and you're going to be turned into a financial slave until they're 18 to 21, depending upon the state you live in.
Yeah.
Yep.
All
There
right.
is no such thing as a higher risk, high reward thing than marriage.
No. And I think we'll catch up on these chats here really quick, get the panel on here, but I just want to make sure we're not falling behind too far on the chats here. This is coming from YouTube on the Redonkulas side. Alex Patino says, let's see. Yeah, the last one was the Texas thing, right?
Yep.
Okay, so we're at Jackson Whittier for $5. People who denounce the red pill are one divorce or bad breakup away from turning to it. So there you are. We are now caught up on YouTube. Moving on over to MGTOW again. We have Link Soy Jack for $5. All it takes to start a fire in a single spark. It took 3 years of abuse before the Chinese ended the lockdowns. Nobody thought an apartment fire in bumfuck nowhere, China, would finally get these Chinese off their ass, even the CCP. Way worse things happened before then. But that was the straw that broke the camel's back. Never forget that year. Years happen in decades, and decades happen in years. 2019 America and 2023 America are two different countries. I definitely agree with you there, sir.
Yep.
He also says for $5 here, Ben the Soy Goy Shilpiro. Yeah. All right. And that has caught us up over on the MGTOW side of things. Going through Rumble here really quick. We've got Suze McCarley. For $10. No comment. You guys are saying it all perfectly well. Have a drink on me. Thank you so much. Appreciate
She's
that.
Good people, man.
Yeah.
I've met her a few times. She's good people.
Right on. Just checking through Rumble really quick. Jimmy, if you could pop up into the other ones and see if there's anything going on over there.
I've got Odyssey opened up. There's a couple over there.
All right.
Be sure to check your own there too, because I did happen to see one earlier.
All right, I'll jump over there and check those as well. One more on Rumble. Steve O.U.K. for $2. The benefits of marriage are unbelievable. And if I say anything else, my wife will divorce me, take the house, car, kids, and most of my money for the rest of my life. Fantastic, sir. Absolutely right, though, sadly.
Yep.
All right. And like I said, I'll jump over to my chats here in a second. Cliff, 3188 for $5 again on the Redonkulas Rumble. Ben doesn't want to observe the obvious about marriage because it was likely arranged. Ergo, he was obedient slave to the marriage system before he conducted his nuptials. He's completely ignorant. All right. And even if you look at Ben Shapiro's social statuses like Facebook or whatever, he's severely ratioed in his own comment section. Most of his audience is tearing him apart for this one. Again, we've got Paladin BR on the Rumble Redonkulas site for $2. DW Daily Wire suckles to the teat of YouTube cash flow. They do want us to comply our way into tyranny. Ben can shove his yarmulke up his fourth point of contact. There you go.
That's an airborne reference right there.
Yeah, I got one more here. Paladin VR for $2. Okay, Ben. I'll get married in the Philippines and stay there to raise the family. U.S. classifies me as a domestic terrorist these days, anyways. There you go. We are all caught up on Rumble for now. Jimmy, I'll hand it over to you.
I've got the Odyssey chat up here, and Alucard 1776 with a couple here in a row. To back up that last super chat, it says, heads up, FBI declares Trump supporters as extremists.
Yeah, you know what? I'm already on a bazillion lists.
Yeah, I hope I'm on the same list as you, Pop. Let's see, his second one here is spoilers. That's how society creates the Joker from Batman.
Okay.
Some men just want to watch the world burn, Mr. Wayne.
Yeah.
We got a agent of social media chaos with a couple here in a row for $1. Says, as a weeb and a gamer, I hate the Daily Wire. Not only do they attack Red Pill and MGTOW men there on a regular basis, but they also attack my hobbies, anime, and video games on a regular basis too.
Yeah.
I fit in that same category as Raging Golden Eagle. I don't like trad cucks. Yep. And he follows it up with trad cucks. Trad cucks are SJW classic, and the woke left are SJW modern, and I don't like either one of the two groups.
Mm-hmm.
Me either. And then let's see. Alucard 1776 is back with a couple in a row. He says, question: what will they do to when a whole generation or two refuse to marry?
It'll collapse.
Yep.
It literally will, and they're terrified of that. And they did it to them fucking selves. And I'm going to be honest. When you look back at history, when things get really spicy, it's really bad for everyone.
Yep.
Right.
And his second one here, I have to play it.
God, I hate that bitch.
Don't we all? Don't we all?
Fantastic. Oh, man.
Yeah, Rhino, make sure you pull up your chats over
I
there.
am checking that right now. I actually have my finger on. I'm on two mouses here. This is kind of interesting to learn. All right, I gotta push the button here. Soldier Girl for $49.99 over on YouTube.
We're not worthy. We're not worthy. Thank you very much.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Hey, gents, this is from 488. He said, have a beer on him and appreciates you. That's 488 on your board, Pop. Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
I will confirm his wishes and crack one open right now.
There you go. Also, we have one over here from Eric Zombro for $5 on the Red Pill Rhino side of things on YouTube. This is Rhino. Ben has his slice of what he calls heaven. He, as Pop said, is terrified of everything crashing down. All the men's right pushes have done zero. Yeah, no, you're right. And that's the thing. He's living high on the hog. He's got the marriage. He's got the money. He's got the show. He's got everything he wants. But if the system doesn't comply with that, the whole thing doesn't work, and his whole system crashes down right in front of him. So, yep, you're right.
It does. Like I called it from the very beginning. He's terrified.
Mm-hmm.
They're all terrified, and they should be.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
And let's see, jumping back over here on Rumble on the Redonkulas side, Broken Pine 284 with $10. He says, take my money. Tell Blake his opinions and job is an oxymoron.
Hey, look, he's got to pay the bills, man. That's just the way it
Yes,
goes.
he does.
All right, let me do a quick double check here. Looks like nothing new on MGTOW. And, we got another one. Schmuck, you gracious, very generous bastard there. Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at?
Where's
Damn
it at?
Where's
Am I
it
supposed
at?
to push the not worthy button? Do you want me to push the not worthy button?
There it is.
We're not worthy. We're not worthy. All right. Thanks.
Schmuck with $100.
Whoa, thank you so much, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
His comment, I can't let her show me up, damn it.
Oh man.
You guys are awesome, man. Thank you guys so much, and your
Let us
generosity
know in the
means
comments if you appreciate this kind of show,
Yeah.
because I would like to do one of these like pretty much every Friday if we can.
Mm-hmm.
Now Blake is only on deck for Tuesdays and Thursdays, and he can't be on front. Look, he's a married man. He runs his own business. He just cannot be in the podcast world 5 days out of 7 a week. It's just not going to work out.
Yeah, and kind of the hybrid thing we're doing here this week, I don't have everything set up, so we would actually like go to a break in this portion of the show and then roll into the other portion of the show. But we actually do have another section. We're waiting for the man of the hour. I have not seen him yet. Oh, I do see him. He just popped in back there.
He's been popping in and out.
I got to show you guys. So we do have a man in the hour. These guys have been helping. It was explained to me last night in a way, like I'm extremely humbled by you guys. Thank you so much. Like I said, I've been struggling through the last 6 months or so with this computer problem. CPU just gets pegged, memory gets pegged, and it's been really hard to either help pop out on a show or even do my own shows sometimes. Everything just likes to crash on me. But back here somewhere, oh, right here, Billy pitched in for some new RAM for the computer I'm looking at right now. Crusader donated this computer, but Billy decided all of the other guests we've had on the show wanted to pitch in as well. So here's a note from Billy, and we'll get into that here in a while. But it says, Rhino, this is the chips, which is this right here. Do not open the rest on the stream. So tonight we are going to find out what all of our guests from the last year have in store for us tonight. So that should be fun too.
All right.
If you're wondering what guests he's referring to, you need to tune into his streams because some rather colorful characters show up, and it is always
very colorful.
Very. All right. I think before we jump into that over there, let me double check some chats here. Let's see. Over on Odyssey, we got Sir Terry the Pudgy Pugilist. Says for $1 says, "What's up, fuck bucks and cougar lugers and Waffle Master?" That's me. Ben's argument is based in selfishness and fear and ego. Can't forget that. Anyways, he's using the same talking points as the leftist. He's going full asshole.
Yep.
He
is.
And jumping back over to the Rumbles, we got Paladin BR jumping back here. Good to see you again, good sir. He says, Pop, a retired Army Special Forces type, took some of us under his wing in Charleston during Navy nuke training. Some sayings have stuck over 20 years.
Ah, all right.
Hell yeah. Always a good saying whenever it makes you laugh and breaks the monotony of the bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the last one over here on YouTube is ADV Dad for $2.99 Australian. Says it's slavery on men by the system or the elite.
Correct.
That is correct. All righty. Let me do one last double check here for any of you guys' chats. Again, we appreciate you guys doing all of the support and everything that you guys are doing here. Let me jump in the emails here in case. Let's see, I'm not seeing any cash apps there, so I think we are all caught up for the night.
All right. On that note, normally, like I said, I think we would do the 80s intro that we normally do, roll into the second half. But I think this time what we'll do is just do the new tech song. I think that's the easiest way. So if you need to empty your bladders or fill your beers at this point, we'll take a quick break. When we get back, we're going to have a full panel of guys on here. We'll get their opinions on this Ben Shapiro Daily Wire mess. And yeah, I suppose we will see you on the other side.
All right.
Back to the second half of the show here. We'll go ahead and get the panel in while we get a chance.
Did we drop off Big Towel?
I was just about ready to say I need to address that. I just happened to jump that on MGTOW, and yes, it does seem that we have been dropped from MGTOW.
How did we get dropped from
And
MGTOW?
Odyssey.
Not sure how that happened.
Well, it's the first time we did it, so growing pains. We'll have to unfuck the situation, I guess.
Yeah, I'm not sure what would have happened on either one of those.
It does look like Odyssey is still live on my end.
All right.
Let's see.
Let me reload it and see if it comes through.
Yeah, I'm going to try the MGTOW thing again myself because that's a little odd there.
Yeah, I've refreshed and clicked on the stream twice, and this is the third time, and it does look like it has gone down on MGTOW.
That might be a MGTOW issue. You said Odyssey's still running, though, correct?
My end, it is still up and running stream.
All right, so I'm not seeing it on my end here. Okay, it's locked up for me. So,
all right.
So apologies to those guys over on MGTOW because it is the best chat on the internet.
It is. I feel terrible for those
It
guys.
really is. So
That
apologies for anyone that sent in a super chat through MGTOW there. I'm not sure what in the hell happened there.
I'm not either.
We can always go back and look at the super chats from MGTOW and read them. I mean,
are we able to pull those up, Jimmy? I'm not sure.
Let me see here. Let me see if I can do something here. But if you guys want to go ahead and bring on the panel here while I try to
I'll do
figure
that.
this out. I'll see if I can get back to you guys on that.
All right. Yeah, it looks like MGTOW might be down on both sides, so I'm not sure what's going on there. Guys, if you were watching in the background, if you can tell me in the private chat if we have something going on MGTOW on either side, RPR or Redonkulas, because it does appear like something may have happened there. In the meantime, let's bring on the panel. I'll start with Crusader Nate, who's been with me for about a year now. Excellent co-host to the show on our end. Crusader Nate, how are you doing tonight, sir?
Oh, you guys know the answer. Just living the dream.
Yeah.
And why is that, Rhino?
Because nightmares are dreams too. Yeah. And as usual, Murphy showed up just in time to mess something up here. Yeah, so that's always fun.
I'm multitasking.
All right. Yeah. Multitasking. Yeah, a little bit. All right. We also have Billy Von Baum. Billy Von Baum has done a lot of work on Pop Show. He's done a lot of the deep fakes you've seen. He's also done the intro video you just saw. That's our regular intro on the Red Pill Rhino. If you're seeing that for the first time here, like I said, it's kind of a hybrid show. We switched over a little bit to our time, which is 7:57 now. 8 o'clock is usually when I start. So, but yeah, Billy's done all sorts of cool stuff. He's done a music video with Jeffrey Paul for my intro. He's done a lot of Pop's deep fakes as well. Just cool guy. So let's bring him in. Billy Von Baum, how are you doing tonight, sir?
What's going on? Can you hear me?
We can hear you just fine, sir.
Just my computer seems to want to update. I must have caught your virus that you have on your computer. Jesus.
Right as you're about to go on the show, it wants to do that.
Yeah, I had to reboot and everything.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Well, other than that, how are you doing, man?
I'm doing good. You know, that Hillary deepfake that you played earlier, so that's a young Hillary in the White House. I don't know if you guys know that.
No, I don't need to hear these things.
No, you don't need to see it again.
No, absolutely not.
You sure?
Yeah.
Yeah. We've also got MGTOW Outlaw in the house. How are you doing this evening, sir?
Oh, let me unmute. Yeah, good to see you guys. Whoever created that Hillary deepfake deserves to run laps around the field for the rest of their lives.
Okay, so an update for the MGTOW side. I restarted it on Restream there, so we are back up and running over on MGTOW. So
all right,
you guys
good.
are still over there. Do apologize for that. Is like we said, Murphy seems to like to hang around and shove things up there. Our fourth point of contact.
Put it in your butt. To say what it is.
Like and it looks like MGTOW is still running over on the Red Pill Rhino side of things. So although the time is a little weird there, it says live for 35 minutes. That's definitely not accurate. But
Nope.
All right. Let's go ahead and get the rest of the panel in here really quick. We've got MGTOW Mando as well. Welcome to the show, sir.
All right.
And he's muted.
Hey guys, how you doing?
There we go.
Doing pretty good. How about you, man?
No, not bad. I was going to say that it looked like MGTOW was back up and running. I looked at that while you guys were bringing the others on.
Yeah, there might have been a little bit of a glitch or something there. I'm not sure what happened there.
Yeah, I just happened to jump over on and check out the chat there, and it said, "Oh, the stream has gone stagnant." Like,
Yeah.
No, it should still be up and running, but we are back up and running over on MGTOW, gents. So
All right,
let's be honest. It probably had either Hunter Biden's files or Hillary's files.
well, either that or MGTOW just could not take one more Hillary video, and they decided to self-delete.
Do you blame them?
No.
All right, let's get Tommy D in the house. Welcome to the show, sir.
God damn it. I am not that fucking fat.
How are you doing tonight, though, aside from that?
Tired, working too goddamn much. I'm doing great, though, guys.
All right, good to hear.
Raising
Finally,
hell.
Yeah, finally, we're going to get Jackal in here. He's called himself the Weirdo Kid tonight, but we all know him. And he loves us, I think. Jackal the Emperor, welcome to the show, sir.
Love you, not really. And as for how I'm doing, well, I'm here and trying not to be dumb while being young.
All right. Well, welcome to the show. Yeah.
Keyword trying.
Yeah. Well, gentlemen, now that I got you all in here, what were your thoughts regarding the whole situation with the Daily Wire, Ben Shapiro? We'll kind of go one at a time and see what you guys' thoughts on that is, because I am curious to pick your brains this evening on that.
Who's going to go first?
Billy,
Go ahead,
you spoke up.
Well, I guess so.
now it's on you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, he comes from Orthodox background, so he puts everything under the lens of what he's learned and his beliefs, right? Mm-hmm. So he was married very young, I think in his early 20s, virgin, married to a virgin, and living a religious background lifestyle. He's very observant. So he doesn't, he comes almost from a different way of life that most Western women don't subscribe to. The vast majority don't subscribe to.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of like comparing apples to oranges, really. Most, as you know, Rhino, we had our little stream on Wednesday on my channel, and our little after party, and where we were watching things because now it becomes, it's become a thing to watch these absolute whores degrade themselves and make fun of it. This is what you guys miss in the after show. And there's women in there who they would have been wives. They look like girls next door, but now they are on live cams for 50 guys whacking it for to make money.
Yeah, and I want to jump in on that. I said it to you then, and I'll say it to you now. It's a sign of social decay, in my opinion. This isn't like, I don't know. You look at these people, they're dead inside. You can see it in their eyes. They're miserable. And it's just, again, like Billy's saying, this could have been the girl next door, but now it's an internet whore. Oh, that rhymed. But no, it's sad. It's sad to see, it's just, again, it's social decay. You can watch the fall of an empire if you just look around you with the way our society's behaving right now. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I really don't take what he says with any real anything, because I get what they're trying to do, right? Because I think that whole organization has a religious backing, and they're trying to follow the mantras of religion, which is fine. I think start talking to MGTOW Mando when we get to him, because he's in this situation where he's trying to follow religious decrees and whatnot, and I get that. That's great, but try finding a woman who follows those, who isn't like a total nutcase, by the way, because I know people in Utah and they tell me that, whoa, either they're way religious crazy or they're on meth.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Meth and dicks.
Yeah.
Just a bit. Yeah.
And it is scary.
Yeah. Well, on that note, Tommy, what are your thoughts on this whole situation?
Well, I believe Ben Shapiro is a chipmunk that failed to get the Alvin part on the Alvin and the Chipmunk show. If you listen to him talk, you know what I'm saying? It's very fast and it's very high, and and then I do this and
yes.
Fuck that guy. Fuck that guy.
I want to see him sing the Christmas song.
Oh God.
Porky Pig?
No, I want to knock his 2 front teeth out so he's got a reason to sing.
Well, now, would you agree with my observation that he's making an emotional argument here in this?
Yes,
okay.
Absolutely, Pop. He is being a bitch.
To put it lightly. Yeah, I couldn't disagree with you there. I do think that was an emotional argument. I don't think that was based in logic or reason, because again, he says marriage is terrible and look at all these things that are wrong with it, but you need to get married anyway. And then maybe we can fix the laws, but get married first. Like, it's not how this works.
Yeah,
hey, and you guys are talking to a guy that's done it twice, and it's failed twice. So it's not going to happen again. Of course, Pop, I didn't listen, but I didn't know you then.
Well, Tommy, as the saying goes, stupid doesn't stick on the first try, right?
Well, and the first one was a high school girlfriend.
Yeah.
Second one was a sailor mattress.
What happened to the high school girl?
Well, fuck, the last I knew, she had breast cancer and 2 kids from her old army guy that she left me for. But, she moved to Alaska, so I don't know what the fuck happened.
Yeah.
My mom and dad have seen her in town a couple of times, so she moved back to the hometown. But they still talk to her. I don't.
We might have to ask Sean if he might know her.
Oh God! Well, she was in Fairbanks, so I don't think so.
Okay, yeah, that's a different area there.
That's way north. So
yeah. Crusader, I was curious of your thoughts as well. I want to pick your brain on it. What do you think is going on over there at the Daily Wire? Because they have been like hardcore pushing anti-red pill, at least for the last 3 weeks from what I've seen.
They've been pushing it longer than that.
It's been longer. Yeah.
They've been probably 5 or 6 years now. What they're starting to realize is that the cushy lifestyles that they live and rely and exist on are actually at risk, because a lot of men are actually becoming more and more what they call red pill aware, which means they're realizing the world they thought they were living in was a lie. Men are realizing that now. And now the Daily Wire is now realizing that with them losing a lot of subscribers and viewers due to the fallout with Crowder, what they're trying to do is try to, the old Daily Beast and some of the other websites, to trying to get the rage clicks on things, to get people involved, to get people in. And they're looking to blame and shame a segment of the society, and they're trying to annex in some of the more center left and left-leaning mindset of individuals, thinking they can get them to come in and subscribe. And it's just a numbers game for them. They really don't believe or think any of the stuff that they're saying is real or true. They're just trying to manipulate algorithms and trying to manipulate people's perception and perspective on things, just to draw more viewers in, just for the money.
Yep. Yeah, I disagree with that. It's funny when Crowder did the episodes specifically with Fresh and Fit. You go back to Ben Shapiro and the posts he makes on social media, and he immediately jumped on him for saying that this is their opinion on Fresh and Fit. Doesn't necessarily agree with Crowder. I don't think the Crowder panel did agree, but Fresh and Fit were like, you got to at least have over 50 women before you can even consider dating seriously. And that was the first thing that Ben Shapiro jumped on. He's like, well, see, these modern red pillers are all about that. And I don't know a lot of red pill guys that agree with that either. Like,
I don't.
Yeah. I think you're
I
just
don't.
making it harder and harder for yourself as well, because you're creating the degeneracy that we're opposed to,
Mhm.
So, yeah. Outlaw, let's go ahead and get your thoughts as well, because I know you come from the MGTOW side of things, so I'm curious to see what you have to say about it.
Sitting back and observing Ben Shapiro's words, listening to him talk, he's got a very controlled opposition feel to him.
Mhm.
Like literally, when he says stuff like the extreme right wingers, right? Well, that tells me right there that he's towing a narrative of some
Yeah.
sort. It just is when you're up making certain amounts of money, and I don't know, somebody can tell me how much the Daily Wire that they're from makes. It's like with sports, anything else, you start having to toe certain lines. Red tape gets involved. You can't say certain things. So, Ben Shapiro to me comes off as somebody very controlled opposition. But the question I asked in the private chat a while ago, I'm going to ask here. It begs the question, why is he so invested in men continuing this? What does
Yeah.
he get out of it? What value does he get out of men continuing this charade?
He gets to live his cushy lifestyle, and he doesn't get to see his friends and family killed in the chaos.
Mhm.
Because that's what happens when it gets to the point where people are like, ready to throw down. People die.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah, I would agree. Outlaw, did you have any other thoughts on that before we move on, or just curious? Because I know
No.
you've had a lot to say on your channel. Let me just ask you this, from your perspective. Now, I don't know if you're a monk or not. Do you do the MGTOW, the monk philosophy?
I am not to that level. I would say I'm still more of a bachelor, but I'm not looking.
Okay, so from your perspective, because like I said, I think we agree on most things, but you're on the MGTOW side, I'm on the red pill side.
Mhm.
What is one of the main differences you would say between the red pill and the MGTOW, just for anybody watching that wants to know the difference there?
Well, red pill. And I've only been in this a year and a half. So from my understanding, red pill encompasses most everything. The veil has been lifted from your eyes on politics, relationships, dating, and basically the world in general, from people who have experienced it, who can tell those who haven't experienced it. And
Right.
all you have to do is listen to these older people who have been down the way and take what they say to heart with a grain of salt. MGTOW is that self-realization after the red pill, the information that you learn about female and female nature, that you decide to do something about it for yourself. It's a personal choice. And
Right.
so MGTOW is that next step after red pill that a lot of men take concerning the information they've received on women and dating, if they choose to stop it right there, or if they choose to continue to pursue it further with women in relationships. To be honest, there's really no wrong answer. But like you've said already in the show, you've got to warn these guys. You've got to tell them what's going to happen, because you've got to have a personal interest in people, man. You've got to care what
Yeah.
happens to people, and I think that's where it comes from. So MGTOW is that next step that men make, the personal decision after they've been enlightened with red pill knowledge and truth. But for those of us who continue to teach red pill and MGTOW to other people, you've got to care, man. You've got to care about these men on a personal level and a deep level.
Yeah. Yeah, and I do think, at least for me personally, I think most of you guys on this panel can agree. I've been there. I've been through it. I've seen the nightmare. I've seen just how bad it can be. Obviously, I never took the marriage route, but some of the relationships I went through, pretty nasty. So for me, it's that personal experience. And then I'm like, well, I don't want anybody else to go through it. So anything I can do to prevent other men from falling into the same trap, making the same mistakes, that's my motivator right there. Because it's rough, man. And I don't want to see anybody go through it if they don't have to.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh, All right, let's see. Let's go over to Jacko really quick. And what are your thoughts, sir? I do want to hear your opinion on what you think about the whole Daily Wire situation over there.
Well, I don't really pay attention to the Daily Wire very much because one, fuck that place, and two, well, you can already tell that because of the revenue that they're starting to bring in, they're starting to go the way of the greed, which it plagues every single organization or person, individual that sees a lot of money. You start to listen to what the money whispers into your ear. You stop prioritizing being different because you point out the facts, and more of the you do whatever it takes to bring in more revenue. It just doesn't seem to be logical to do that at the moment, but when we all reach that point, it's kind of a way to see what will make or break you as a person. Now, regarding Ben's rant here, as Pop said, he's doing this because he knows that if enough men say, fuck this, I don't want to participate in this anymore, he's going to lose some dollars. And what is he doing right now? He's looking at life through rose-colored glasses. He's not paying attention to what's happening to Joe Schmo on the street. He's not looking at that. He's in a, I wouldn't say that he's in an emerald tower right now, but he kind of is.
Yeah,
because he's still making more. I mean, what Crusader just threw into the private chat there at Axios.com, they're making $100 million a year at the Daily Wire. Okay, now think of how much of that cut Ben is getting, since he's basically like their poster boy. When you go and open up a new tab, depending on which browser you're using, and you have Daily Wire ads on it, who do you usually see on there when it's talking about a big political debate or some event going on regarding politics? It's Ben. They've made him their poster boy, so they have him heading their first page. He's front page. He's like their mainstream reporter whenever they have something that is big and important and it should be on everybody's mind according to them. They put Ben on it and they throw it to him to tear it apart. So you can be guaranteed, you can bet your ass that his ego is getting feeded by this. Now, I don't want to throw religion into this because that could take us off on a completely different tangent, but let's look at what his religion is going to influence on his perspective. He's from a very strong Jewish family, okay? They are very by the books. I think I put it somewhere in the private chat up there, the specific texts in Judaism, their doctrine regarding marriage. It's required. It's a fundamental. Now, I'm not saying that it's not fundamental in other religions, because there are plenty of religions that share that same aspect. Marriage is important. Not only is it rudimentary for our species to continue, but it is a unit that makes up society itself. It is your one brick, the common brick to build a great structure. That is what a family unit is. It is your front line base, foundational building block. Without a family unit, you can't have a strong society. A community cannot hold firm without families in it. And I mean families with principles, discipline, and structure. If you don't have it, then it's just not going to hold together. And well, you're going to see what we have now. What happened? Families broke down. We saw it in the 60s. We already started to see it. I bet you could actually start to see the breakdown of it in the 50s. It was after everybody got a piece of the financial pie because they needed as many hands on deck building arms and machines of war for World War II, and then following with the Cold War. Once everybody got a piece of the pie there, two big things were realized. One, you break down the family and you start turning them into individuals that can be converted to numbers on a stat sheet for big business. Second, when you break down people's families into individuals that are on said sheets of statistics, just numbers, then they're easier to control. What did I think it was Napoleon that said this? Divide and conquer. Many other people have used that strategy in the past, but he's one of the most renowned ones that uses that phrase. But you get my point. You divide people up, you isolate them, and you break them down as individuals. And you influence how they think, and you influence what they do. Because all you have to do is mind games. You break them down with mind games, you can essentially turn them into a flesh puppet. They're Pinocchio. And you've got the strings on their limbs. So when you break them down like that, now you have an entire population of a whole country under your control. And on the onset of global technologies that can connect people together from across the globe, guess what? Now you don't have just one country under your control. Now you have practically anyone who has access to technology or access to media in general under your control. At different levels, of course. You've got some people that they're what you would call a moderate. They're in the middle. They're skeptical to both sides, but they still tune in. So you have a slight bit of control over them. Then you have what we call sheeple, people that just don't think for themselves. They take the lazy route. They would rather somebody think for them than think for themselves. For whatever reason they come up with for justifying that behavior, they do it. As long as they've got their bread and circuses, they are content, which is very unfortunate. But once we started to have jobs easier to do instead of the old-fashioned way, which is you toil for your own benefit, which is farming, that's when you started to see an onset of that kind of behavior. But I'm getting sidetracked. When you have everybody under your control like that, and you have the majority trained practically from birth to watch what is in front of them, either on paper or on the screen, and to believe it, do not question it, you created your own zombie apocalypse. All of this media, all these movies, video games, comic books that everybody's so used to, the zombie apocalypse is portrayed as flesh-devouring, undead, or parasite-driven husks that used to be people. That's not what a zombie apocalypse is going to be in real life. In real life, zombies are going to be people that are programmed. They're essentially androids. They're like NS5s in iRobot, except for they've got flesh and bone. They follow instructions without question, and they are all getting marching orders from one source, the Cabal. Now, that's a whole nother stream right there discussing that, but I think we all get the point of who we're talking about. Now, circling back to Ben, and I'll finish this up real quick because I'm talking too much. Ben here is clearly showing signs of controlled opposition. Point one, the terminology he's using. he was using very similar, and I even said this in the private chat, he is using very similar talking points and terminology used by media platforms that are supposedly against the Daily Wire and that the Daily Wire has vowed to combat. So if he's using similar ammunition, what makes you think that they are not secretly part of the whole cabal? Do we have proof that they're not?
No.
As we usually look in the justice system with this kind of perspective, you are innocent until proven guilty. With the current environment that we live in now, when it comes down to where you're getting your sources, you should start moving with this kind of perspective. You are guilty until proven innocent. You are the enemy until you prove yourself a friend.
Yeah,
because
I would
you
agree.
don't know who this is that is giving you information. Because we are not combating people specifically, we are combating ideas. And as communism has showed us, ideas are impossible to totally destroy. All it takes is one person. All it takes is one, because you can always count on there being sheeple that will believe whatever they hear. You always have to factor that in. Within the human population, within the billions of us little ants crawling the surface of this dirt ball we call a planet or home, there are always going to be outliers that do not think for themselves, and all you have to do is promise them something that they are looking for but not truly willing to fight hard for or work hard for. There will always be those that will listen to just promises of utopia, which is exactly what Marx promised in his
False
books.
promises and all that other bullshit.
Yes, empty
Sometimes.
promises that cannot be fulfilled. Okay, you live in a library. You live in fantasy world because everything you read in there, okay, you've got some perspectives of reality, and then you have a lot of fiction. When you live in fiction, this is what you get. You create an idealistic world instead of a realistic one. What do we live now? We live in a world where people are constantly in fantasy. You see a great amount and an infinitely expanding amount of fantasy on the internet. People are living in la la land. They are not looking at reality. They do what they do to get by. They go to work. Whether they like the job or not, which means that they may or may not put that much genuine effort into it. But they come home. What do? I'm guilty of this. I jump into the video games and I zombie out for hours at a time. Or I watch cartoons. I don't do that much anymore because the narratives they push in cartoons now are bullshit.
Garbage.
Yep.
Jumping in on you here really quick. Jimmy, if you want to pull up and see if there are any more hanging out in some of the other platforms. I've got Rumble over here, Paladin, for $5. Pop, a retired Army Special Forces type, took some of us under his wing in Charleston during Navy nuke training. Some sayings have stuck over 20 years.
Yep, we read that one.
Yeah, we did.
Let's see.
All right.
Now that we do got a MGTOW.tv back up and running. Apologies again for that, gentlemen. I did a hard reset on that one, so be sure to tune in for part 2 and whatnot. But we got Unlucky in Love, Unlucky in Cards with $5. He says, I'm stupid enough to the point where if you put a moderately attractive woman with no kids in front of me who wants to marry me, I'd do it. But they're not there. They don't exist. Whom is Benny talking about? What do you want me to do, Benny?
That's good. That's good.
Yep.
All right. We also have Oh, I just
over
going to
on,
jump in. I only see one more. ADV Dad over on YouTube on the Redonkulas side. It's Slavery on Men by the System, the Elite. That was for $2.99.
Yep.
Australian.
Absolutely
Maybe?
correct.
Yep.
Yeah, he's right.
Yep. And then over on Odyssey, we got Ali Card 1776 journal back in. It says, some chick at work asked if I'm single, and I told her that it's classified, and anything about it is also classified.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it should be. Don't dip your pen in the company ink.
Nope. Don't touch it. Don't
Never.
touch it.
Ever.
And don't let it touch you.
No.
No.
Right.
Pop nailed it with his, and I am a purchaser of administrative violence. Thank you, sir.
I'm glad you like that, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Heck yeah. All right. We had a last minute gentleman join the panel, and I'll get his thoughts as well. I know you were talking about it with us in Gilded. By the way, if you haven't already joined either of the Gilded communities, you can email at redonkulus12@gmail.com to join the Redonkulus side of things. If you'd like to join ours, head over to redpillrhino@hotmail.com, and you can join our Gilded as well, or do both, which is even better.
Yep. And if you are a supporter on Give Send Bro Locals or Subscribestar, there is a link up there. The link is only good for a week. I will keep an eye on that, and usually Blake is the one that posts those and whatnot. But if need be, I will also repost the link up there. So, gentlemen, if you guys are supporters, check your messages, check the Redonkulus, and we will get you inside the Gilded. Good times are always had over there.
Perfect. All right.
I do recommend, though, if you have the app downloaded on your phone, turn the notifications off, or else your phone will be going off almost nonstop.
Yeah.
It is constant debauchery going on over there, and it is always good times.
Yeah, I'll add to that. If you feel like you're lacking just absolute daily harassment in your life, Gilded is the place for you. Either one, Redonkulus or Red Pill Rhino, they both are just full of it. So you can talk to the guys on the panel tonight. Occasionally, once in a while, you'll see Blake and Pop in there. But yeah, it's a good place for all. So be sure to check it out. All right, let's get into Sean St. George here. And then we've got Mando as well, I think, to go as well on your opinions on this. Sean, what are your thoughts on this Daily Wire nonsense going on?
So when I originally watched that video, I only got about, 5 seconds in for him to say Red Pill is a far right thing. And I just turned it off because it's like, there's no way he's addressing this seriously.
You're absolutely correct.
Yep.
And I've watched... the most of that video that I watched is what you guys have played already. And what still gets me is he acknowledges the plates. He acknowledges the stats. Granted, he's trying to downplay the stats. I don't think we got into how he did that, but that's still, he's acknowledging the problems, but he's still pushing marriage. Like it's, when we're talking about risk management, are you 50-50 chance is terrible. We don't do a mission on that. I'm an Army vet. There's no way we would pull a mission unless we have a terrible, terrible commander.
Yeah.
Of which I'm familiar with as well.
All right. Yeah. I don't know, man. Obviously someone's pulling his strings. I think we discussed that. And he's just going along, doesn't want to lose everything he's got if the system decides to turn on that idea. MGTOW Mando, on that note, I know you have a unique perspective in your situation. And I kind of want your take on it as well, not just what you thought about the Daily Wire, but even with what he says and his religious beliefs and how that might apply to you and whether you agree or disagree with him on the points in general.
Okay, well, I'm going to start with the religious side of it first because that's a little bit easier for me to address, I think.
All right.
I was raised Lutheran, which, for anyone who knows, it's basically Catholic light. We don't do the whole saint thing. We don't do the rosary. We don't do a lot of the stuff that they do in the Catholic Church. What we do is a very strict, fairly strict interpretation of biblical teachings. That's part of why I've not engaged in bedroom activity until I get married. The other part of why I decided a long time ago I was going to wait until marriage is I found out I was originated before my parents were married. And they got divorced when I was probably 8 or so years old. So I decided, you know what? I know that the numbers indicate that if you engage in that activity before marriage, there's a higher probability that it's not going to last. I'm looking at the numbers.
That's right. Always bet the numbers, man.
Yeah.
Now, I'm 42 years old. I've not been past second base with a woman. I've gotten to the conclusion that I'm probably not going to find a woman to start a family with. Hence the, gotta figure out how I'm doing this. Hence the MGTOW part of my name. I'm going my own way, not because of my choice, but because of the fact that I was basically given no choice in the matter.
Yeah.
And if you're gonna run someone through run a mouse through a maze, and that mouse only has one way to go to get to the cheese, is the mouse not going to go the way that's going to give it the best opportunity to get to the cheese?
Good point, man.
Yep.
As far as Mr. Shapiro and some of his thoughts, I'm torn. He's got a lot of things that I do really strongly agree with.
Yeah.
Both from an intellectual side of things and from a religious side of things. What I've noticed with him is he likes to hide emotional arguments in intellectual speech. If you listen to him and you don't listen for content, he is very, very convincing that it sounds like he's very intellectual. It's like Senator Hawley from my home state of Missouri.
Yeah.
If you just listen to him for what he's for the spirit of what he's saying, it sounds good. But if you listen to his content, it's almost as verbal diarrhea as 1600 currently.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, he definitely is a smooth talker, that's for sure. But I think you're onto something there. I want to make sure if there's anybody I missed, because I did jump around the panel, and that always confuses me with the gerbil brain over here. Billy, did I get to you yet? Are you still having troubles back there? Are we sorted out, or?
Yeah, I was the first one to go.
Okay.
Do you need to take some pills for the mind? Pills that you use for those pop.
Let's get some more input from Pop. Let's get some more input
absolutely.
from him.
What do you want to know?
Well, just elaborate a little bit what you really think about Mr. Shapiro.
Well, listen, I've watched a lot of his debates, and ideally, I mean, he is really good at ripping people apart using logic and reason. But as soon as I saw this video, when I reviewed it this afternoon, I was just like, he is just arguing emotion. There's no logic or reason here.
Yeah.
Especially when he's like, oh yeah, I acknowledge that all this stuff is bad, but put that aside and do it anyway. Now, listen, I mean, I did 3 wars. I know human nature, and I know fear when I see it. And the observation I made about him being terrified that the future world is going to be terrible for him and his family because men are not getting married, and it will devolve into chaos, especially with the government doing stupid shit.
Yeah.
He doesn't want that, and nobody really wants that. I got it.
Yeah.
But, as a combat leader, I have no choice but to look at the circumstances as they come. I don't have the luxury of going, well, maybe if I do something else, I can avoid this. That's not how warriors think. I'm sorry. That's just my opinion on the whole thing.
Yeah. Did want to point this out really quick. Don't want to leave anybody unread. We do have a chat over here on Rumble from Wendy 48088, and this is for $50.
We're not worthy. We're not worthy.
Hey, thank you so much.
Just canceled my Daily Wire subscription. Get an email that says, "We're sad to see you leave. This email confirms your Daily Wire subscription has been canceled."
And you know what? Take that email, forward it back to them, and in the subject line say the Redonkulas Regiment sent you.
Oh,
I love it, Pop. Good one. Yes.
Listen, gentlemen, I've said this before, and I'm not really joking when I say this. Is everything in this world is war. Everything. That's that's how I think. I can't turn it off. So when there are people like, well, he's got subscriptions here, that's the enemy's ammo. You take away the ammo, he can't fight.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all everything is war. You just have to accept it.
Yep.
Hey, Pop, if I may.
Yeah.
There's a saying I picked up from a staff sergeant back in Fort Hood many years ago. Knowledge is power, but information is ammunition. You can't use either if you don't have it.
Yep.
Yeah, you're correct. 100%.
All right. And Jimmy, I want to actually ask you your opinion on this because I know you're reading the articles, getting through the chats and everything. What do you think about all this? I know the moonshine is somewhere out there. So how do you feel, sir?
I'm feeling good. I've only had a couple swigs of it. So, I got a job to do here, man. I can't be working drunk.
Understood. But how do you feel? How do you feel about the Daily Wire and what they're doing? What are your personal thoughts on it, man?
I mean, the guys on the panel, they know my stance on everything and whatnot. I am a part of the guys that are saying, "Oh well, yeah, we need to have a future generation raised to help completely unfuck the situation that we're in, or possibly even, well, I don't want to go down this route, but to be the ones to help fight to save this country." Of course, I'm pretty sure everyone here would agree we need fighters to help fight the bullshit. We also need gentlemen around here to learn from the bullshit, like how I am. Do I want to get married? Yeah, it would be nice. Do I want to raise 2 kids? Of course I do. Is that feasibly possible in this time and space? No, it's not.
Yeah,
it's a pipe dream. That's why I mentioned earlier, marriage is a high risk, high reward kind of situation. You do risk, losing half your shit, your house, your car, everything. You can be thrown on the streets or thrown in jail for, oh, I'm not paying the I'm not happy tax. But if the slim chance that things do work out, you do help solidify a future generation to teach them that things are completely fucked. This is how things are. This is how I'm going to teach you how to fight against this situation. So, like I said, it's a high risk, high reward kind of situation, and I would like to have the satisfaction of surviving the risk and getting that reward. Is it feasible? Probably not.
Yeah.
But
well, I want to jump in on there and mention this as well. I think most of our viewers, I think most of the panel, I can't speak for everybody, but I think that most everybody here in an ideal situation where there wasn't a bunch of this bullshit and the government wasn't incentivizing women to screw over marriage and there wasn't no fault divorce, alimony, child support, and women actually just stayed faithful to their husbands and they lived happily ever after, right? And again, I'm kind of going down a pipe dream road here at this point when we're living in reality, but I think most men want that. Most men, if they were told, hey, this is a guaranteed thing, if you meet this woman, she's gonna be the best thing that ever happened to you, you're gonna be happy, right? I think most men would sign up for that, but not in the world we're living in. Again, ideal thinking versus reality.
May I jump in on two things real quick, Rhino?
Mm-hmm.
2 points I wanted to actually make earlier, but I didn't get to them. I'm a big fan of history as well as sci-fi.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things I've noticed is a lot of the stuff currently going on in this country and other countries started right around the 1950s and 60s. What were three big things that were decided in that particular couple of decades? That's an open-ended question to anyone who can answer.
I mean, you definitely had birth control. That's one thing.
Okay.
Anybody
Sexual
else?
revolution was another one, which
Yeah.
ties in.
Well,
But culturally, the Supreme Court of the United States decided to take, I'm going to say religion, but they took the Ten Commandments out of the schools. Now, regardless of your stances on religion in general, when it comes to, I'm going to say, a moral foundation, if you don't have a morality to guide your thought process, whether it's Christianity, Judaism, Native American religion, flying spaghetti monster, whatever, you're going to accept whatever people tell you.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go out on a limb and say a lot of the problems we see in this country and in the Western world goes back to the fact that we've been pushing morality of some form out of the culture harder and harder every decade since then. I mean, Billy, you're older than I am. Would you agree with that assessment from what you have seen?
Oh yeah, I mean we're going down the drain. So we're on the. I don't know how far up we are in the spin, but we're spinning down.
Yeah, we're fucked. It's going to be tough.
And the other thing I'm going to point out, and Pop, I think you'll probably laugh at this if anything. Hypothetically, I go out on a date tomorrow. It's not going to happen, but hypothetically it does.
Okay.
Me and the girl lady I'm with start chatting about our past, and she mentions that she's my age and had 2 or 3 partners. If it's only 2 or 3 and it's been long-term relationships and they weren't marriages, I'm going to give her a little bit of a chance.
Okay.
If she's my age and has a count that would put her somewhere in the neighborhood of the 15th floor of the local hospital on a particular test you like, I'm cutting sling load right then and there.
Agreed.
And you should.
And the final thing I'm going to say on this, if she starts talking like an entitled, what's the word you like to use? Quantaha?
Quantaha, yes.
If she starts talking like that, I'm going to straight up look at her and go, this relationship ends right here, right now, if you do not have a number lower than I do for the bedroom.
Wow.
How many partners have you had?
Uh-huh.
And if she says anything other than 0, I'm going to look at the waiter, check please, and leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't disagree. Tell you what, this is the first time we've done this kind of hybrid mix of shows here. And I don't want to go on too long because some of you have been watching the whole way through. So I don't want to, put you to sleep like some people on the panel sometimes do.
I don't do that.
It's never happened. Not one time ever.
Not one goddamn time.
Has anyone ever fallen asleep? So why don't we do this? Why don't we do this, and then we'll jump into Billy's magical portion of.
Yes, I am looking forward to this.
Are you sure about that? Okay, so if people haven't watched,
hang on. Red pill. I got to jump off here. We're getting close to 11, man.
Perfect, man. Yeah, absolutely. And I'll close it up. We'll get everything wrapped up.
All right, listen, you guys do what you got to do. It's not a big deal. I mean,
All right.
But
Hey, Pop, thanks for letting me on.
we can't
Yep.
end the stream though, Pop.
You can't
what? We can't end the stream just yet with you leaving. What do we need, Pop?
Safety,
Safety briefing from the Popster.
Please, Pop.
All right, everybody, don't drink and drive and don't drink and swim. Wear a condom, take it with you, or flush it down the toilet upon completion. If you have to fight, please, by all means, never go to the ground because that's where you get stomped out. Rack up, pack up, stack up, keep your head on a swivel, and maintain your situational awareness because it will save your life.
All right. Right on,
Thank
man.
you,
Thank
Pop.
you.
Absolutely.
All right. I'll see you guys later. God bless.
Thanks,
Take
Pop.
care.
Please, Pop.
Yes, sir, brother.
Okay. All right, gentlemen. I've been debating whether I'm looking forward to this or regretting this. It's like a
No, but
mixture
you
of
gotta give people a little bit of a heads up because you got a lot of people watching who've never probably seen your show before. So what's about to happen is we're gonna take, like, if you ever watch Roger Rabbit, you know, when he goes from like regular town into Toontown.
no.
That's about what's gonna happen. So
Is this safe for YouTube?
I don't know about that.
Oh,
I'm
no.
sure it's fine.
No.
It's really
The first
fine.
package is
It's
just a
fine.
glitter bomb.
There's no like lubes or anything. Is
Oh,
what I
okay. We're
remember.
probably all right then.
Okay.
So, but Outlaw, you should do your your pilot intro into Cuckoo Town.
This is terrible. This is
Well,
terrible.
okay, gentlemen. But first, I have to get the avatar here. Excuse me, just 1 second, gentlemen. Let me put on the uniform. Here we go.
You are fine. And by the way, for those of you that stuck around, appreciate you sticking around. I know those of you watching on the Red Pill Rhino side of things, you're the regular viewers, much appreciated. But for those of you on the Redonkulas side that are sticking through and seeing how this hybrid Friday night thing's going, much appreciated. It's been a lot of fun so far. Although, we didn't get too spun up. I was actually surprised. I was a little spun up, but not like blood pressure spun up. But thank you all for sticking around. We're gonna get a little weird here, so just to fill you in on what's going on. So we've been doing a show, Red Pill Rhino, for a little over a year now, and we've had guests. We've had actual guests. Actually, a lot of the panel members at one point were guests. Now they're regular members, which is cool. Something about something scrolling down there. I think Jimmy popped that up. But yeah, so we've had weird guests too. We've had aliens. We've had guys from China. We've had a dinosaur. We've had some interesting characters, to say the least. We even have a Billy Jr. I want you to get a good look at this. It's from Billy Jr. And if you've watched the Red Pill Rhino show, you know what some of this is. Billy Jr. got a little crazy at the club on one of our shows. But if you look at the wrapping paper, it's just a little. It's super spectacular. It's pink. And it's got like little polka dots and stars and dots and things on it, and the rainbow. Now, somebody, or some buddies had to go out of their way to wrap everything you see on the desk here. This whole section. Let me move some stuff out of the way.
Get your soda pop out of there.
It's a no sugar soda. Fuck off.
Whatever. Fuck off.
Just as good as regular soda.
Each one of these is rainbow wrapped for.
That's from Bayou Billy.
For our displeasure. All right. So, Outlaw, I'm going to let you do your thing, and then I'm going to regret my life shortly after.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages. We're glad you could be here tonight for this segment of Red Pill Rhino's stream tonight. We appreciate you flying Orange Shorts Airlines. Please try not to stare. I know this is a little bit short notice. See what I did there? Of course you did. Anyway, we've got some fun and games coming your way, some gifts and gadgets and whatever else this crazy waffle world will afford us. We hope you've enjoyed tonight. We hope you enjoy your drinks on the rest of the flight along with us. And remember, gentlemen, as always, thank you for joining us on Orange Shorts Airlines. Now back to you, good sir.
I don't even know where to go with that. That was fantastic. But yeah, I'm trying to waffle my way out of doing this. Is what I'm trying to do.
Leave the waffling to the professionals, there, good sir.
Just do it. Do it.
What should
Rhino,
we
the-
start
Get it
with?
over
I'm gonna give you
with.
the lineup. You guys get to choose what gets open in what
Well,
order.
I'd say leave April and Billy Jr. towards the end.
All right. So
Oh, no.
we'll set, oh god. We're gonna set
Billy Jr.'s just going to be his girlfriend's decapitated head.
something awful. All right.
Oh God.
This is terrible. All
Or
right.
it's the used condom he used on his girlfriend on stream.
Oh,
Oh, God,
that's
Jackal.
evil, Jack.
if you guys have not
Damn.
watched,
You
go
know
back
what?
and watch the last
It
few
wouldn't
months.
surprise
episodes,
me at
you'll
all.
see. You'll see. All right, so we've got Bayou Billy. We've got him. We've got Brother Billy. That's quite
Brother
a
Billy.
hefty feeling thing.
That's what
we
she
got
said.
we got there it is. We've got helpful screen.
Hey, you asked me not to do dad jokes tonight. I have been refraining.
Yeah. We've got Mexican Billy. I feel like this is
Billy.
Do that one first. Do it.
all right. That's one vote for that one. We've
Yeah,
got
that'll probably be spicy.
From the Ghost of Jimmy.
You can do
All
that
right.
one first.
Do that one first?
Yeah, because this would be fun because you have to. Oh, but you don't have Jimmy on camera, so you.
Yeah.
Halloween.
That's true.
Damn you
That's
all
true.
to hell.
I mean,
go to
I
the other-
can plug in my camera on my laptop and jump back in.
There you go. This is special, Billy.
Special Billy.
Don't you remember Special Billy?
Does he have a fucking tick?
Hey, you guys.
Billy.
What's this? We've got. I feel like I can't read this in Asian Billy's voice, but this stuff is not made in China.
It's
Holy
not
shit.
made in China. It's holy shit. What the fuck? You think you see it, you'll be like, this gotta be made in China, and you'll be like, no, not made in China.
I'm not sure how this one exists. I'm struggling with this one. Those of you that are regular viewers on our side know.
The Brontosaurus.
How does
My
that
people
exist?
will be represented.
You know, Rhino, I think you and I can both agree that joke needs to go extinct.
Yeah.
Oh God.
This is
That's
a
a
recent
dad
one.
joke.
This is a recent
Yes.
one. Dr. Alien von Probenstein.
Mm.
There's that one.
That guy made me 50 foot tall. I hate him.
Yeah. This is Old Bill, which means Gertrude's gift must not made it, but Old Bill. And then finally, Satan.
From Satan.
I would start with the
from
ghost of Jimmy.
Devil's Advocate?
All right, Ghost of Jimmy is up first. I'm terrified to see what's in these things.
This is gonna be good.
So are
In
we.
the spirit of Halloween, we started with the ghost of Jimmy in Halloween Fun.
Damn you all to hell.
What is this? All right, you guys see it before
Oh,
I do.
there you go.
What is this?
That's some good fiber shit, man.
Freeze-dried bananas. That
Hey,
Oh,
man,
those are fucking awesome.
don't
You
knock
and
them.
Jimmy could eat bananas together.
Just like with the thinly slashed and deep.
No,
fried.
I'm glad that's not what it was. I was
No,
afraid
I
it
was
was going
about
to be.
to say,
Don't knock them till
uh,
you try them. Banana.
That's
You
in
couldn't
another
ship
gift.
over-
No,
you couldn't ship over some Rocky Mountain oysters?
Oh God, no. No, I'm
Well,
glad.
I was also thinking of maybe like some waffle batter, but I know you're doing your whole keto thing, so
Yeah, I'm just glad it wasn't cow balls. They're probably keto friendly,
Oh,
but I'm
yeah,
glad
that would've
that's
been-
not what was.
He's pretty
Yeah,
diabetic,
I-
everybody.
I
Just
don't
give him a break.
I don't think anyone wants to send you North American sushi.
This is
Fat
terrible. This
fuck.
is just a roast of Rhino with gifts.
yep.
He's fatter than Fat Punisher. Let's be honest.
Oh.
I'm not that fat. God damn it. 26 pounds down, man. All right.
What is
Anyway,
this?
Mexican Billy.
Oh,
That's the next
yes.
request.
I'm sure this
all
will
right,
be
Mr.
spicy.
Rhino, you open that, all right? That'd
Oh,
be good.
Oh,
Come
boy.
on, SA.
Come on, S.A. Open it up already, man. Come on.
If it's tamale shells, I'm gonna
Come on.
laugh.
1,000 people just crossed the border while you were waiting to open that
It's
up. Man.
salsa. It's salsa.
All right.
No.
Spicy mac and cheese, man.
I'm pretty sure that's not keto friendly.
No.
Well,
Spicy.
What does it say on the thing?
wait, it says more.
It says, "Hola, Mr. Rhino." From Mexican Billy, man.
Your pantry is being stocked.
I feel
Yay.
like if I don't eat this, I'm committing a crime, though. So I might have to eat this. I'll just break
for a
keto
cheat
for a
day.
day. Yeah, this is a cheat day. I didn't even know Tapatio made mac and cheese. That's a new one.
We
Did I?
bring it in from Mexico, man. In the backpacks. That's probably meth in there, man.
That's what's been crossing the.
That's what
if it
white
was
powder in a
something-
container is.
That'd be
do we need to-
another chemical compound.
do we need to
If it
confirm?
was from Colombia, it's got cocaine in it.
Is that what the white powder on the container is?
All right. Which one are we doing next?
What are we doing
Probenstein,
next, man?
Any suggestions?
the alien.
Oh, hold
Alien?
on.
Probenstein.
Hold on. We gotta get the alien. I gotta.
Are you
prepare.
actually? Is the alien back
Is
there?
the
I
alien
gotta
in-
go get him.
Oh no.
All right.
Oh no.
What about old Billy?
Old Bill. I guess we could. Do
I don't have a good feeling about this.
This one. This one makes me uncomfortable.
What are we doing?
That's what she said.
Bill.
Old Bill.
Okay.
Oh boy.
No.
Let me full screen again.
He's so old.
Old Bill.
Old
All right.
Bill.
You know,
Not new Bill, but old Bill.
we always see this guy coming into the home. He's always hanging around.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Hard candies. Everybody's
Oh.
grandma had a
Oh,
bowl full of those.
Sugar
Oh.
free.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, those will give you the shits, buddy.
Now you're ready for
Yeah.
Bible study.
Butt floss.
Yeah.
Butt floss.
well,
You're
at
ready
least
for
I'm not
church.
going anywhere this weekend. So there you go.
Yeah, eat the shit out of them and you will shit yourself.
Werther's original. Very appropriate. I feel like I'd find that in the nursing home.
That's right. Okay.
All right. Is Probenstein on his way, or
hold
is,
on, let
is
me-
he, is
Let
he
me
still?
let me see if I
Oh,
can get him. Let me see if I can
Oh,
fucking
geez.
find him.
Oh, Jesus.
All right. I want to see what Brother Billy's up to. Oh.
Hello?
Oh god, here we go. Oh boy.
I can hear him. I can hear him.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello?
Who are we speaking to? Ghost
This is
of-
Dr. Probenstein. You remember me?
Dear Lord.
Oh boy.
Okay. Here we go.
I was thinking of getting you some Vaseline for when I abduct you later. But we'll save that for later when I do the probing.
Oh God.
Thanks.
Wait, how did it take me out of full screen? I don't know what happened there.
Oh,
All right.
God.
Here we go.
Oh my god.
It is.
Ooh.
There you go. We've got a Star Wars Adventures coloring book there. But wait, there's more. This
Nintendo.
includes 2 sticker sheets even.
You got stickers. Yay! You can read those while you're waiting in line to get the probe.
You can put him on his cheeks to give you some look at while he's probing him.
If you've never seen our show before, welcome to Red Pill Rhino. This is the norm.
He just
I was
turned
just-
into a-
I was just about ready to say
We can't wait to abduct you later.
I'm going through the chats and every other one is like, what in the fuck is going on right now?
This is all the fun you're missing when you don't watch the Red Pill Rhino Show. Tune in every Friday.
Every Friday.
Yes.
By the way, he just turned me into a monster again.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Probenstein is actually definitely with us. There he is.
Oh, boy.
Here I am. And I'll be with you later when I pick you up for your probing.
And now he's 10 feet tall again.
Yeah, the alien.
All right, we got a few more to get through here, and Probenstein has like an echo going on there. So it's weird.
Then I'll disappear. I'll see you later. Bye.
So at least I got something to read and eat while I'm waiting to get probed by the aliens. So that'll be
Sure you're
terrific.
taking a shit while
You know what the
doing
funny
it.
thing is, Rhino?
What?
I'm sitting in low orbit, and I did not pick that thing's ship up anywhere. As you can see, I've been up here waiting for the little bugger to show up so I can blast him into next millennium. But
Mando, it's because he's
Stealth.
masking his magnetic signature. The ship is masking the signature.
well, I'm wondering if he's using a USO instead of a UFO.
You're back. I believe you're back.
You're back.
Oh, I don't even know what happened. What happened there? It's just everything went black, and now I'm back.
Is it uncomfortable to sit?
A little bit.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about it later. Not
It's
on
like
air.
10 minutes are just gone. I don't know
We'll
what
talk
happened.
about that in the after party.
Destroyed.
Wait a second. Yeah, you were just towering over an entire city there a second ago. I know it. I know we saw it.
Wait, what? No.
Towering blonde? No, that's a nightmare right
No.
Before you open up your next gift there, Rhino, I want to go over some numbers here.
All right. Let's do that, please.
For those that have stuck around for this debauchery and whatever the fuck is going on right now, we appreciate it very much. So we've got 176, 175 on YouTube. We've got 317 on Rumble. Over on Odyssey, we've got 14. D-Live has 10. Twitch is rocking 6. Kick is rocking 3. And MGTOW.tv has 9. So thank you guys. Thank you guys for sticking around for whatever the hell this is.
Also, on our end, we're a little slow on YouTube tonight, but they probably were confused by the time because we went live early. We've got 11 over on YouTube on my end, 24 on Rumble, and again 9 on Rumble. So a little bit slower night, but that is okay. Thank you all for
They're
watching.
all watching on the other channel.
Yes, exactly. That's probably what's going on. So there you go.
I just have to.
They're watching though. That's what matters.
Yes. This isn't a super chat or anything, but I just happened to jump over on the Rumble side, and Craven says, "Billy Von probed."
That was Dr. Von Probenstein.
Von Probenstein.
Now, does he give reach arounds with the probing? Because if not, he's an asshole.
I don't know,
No.
Jimmy.
Why do
you
you-
might find out later when he.
That would be a Dutch rudder, wouldn't it?
Hey, Evil Shaggy, why do you think I'm in low orbit trying to intercept that thing before it comes back into the system?
Thank God. we got Mando policing the orbits there.
Who's
Although
next?
I'm seriously thinking he's using some kind of interdimensional travel, though.
Yeah. Well, whatever it is, I don't know. I think I'm keeping the lights on and not going to bed tonight because
it won't matter.
We've only been going for 3 hours, 11 minutes, and 30 seconds right now.
Yeah.
There's still
All
going
right.
to be the sound of once the show ends.
Oh man.
All right. On that note, let's move right along and not think about the clapping cheeks. We've got Special Billy, we've got Asian Billy, we've got Brother Billy, Bayou Billy, Brontosaurus, and Satan. What's on tap next, guys?
Special Billy.
Special Billy.
Yay, Special Billy.
If you haven't already noticed, our show is not politically correct, and hopefully we don't get pop banned. We're trying to behave tonight the best we can, but it's this panel.
Yes, Mommy says if I don't behave, she'll
Oh, yeah,
put me in
blame
the
us.
closet.
Hang on. What about them putting you in the closet, Special Billy?
Mommy says if I don't behave, she put me in closet. I got to behave.
Was that Special Billy or Asian Billy?
There's probably like a couple different Billies.
All right, that was like a mixture. I think Asian Billy is
short bus Billy.
Short bus Billy. All right,
No,
I'm gonna
don't
open
get-
this now.
Don't get my window seat.
Don't get me in trouble. I don't want to be locked in closet,
I
Rhino.
want the window seat.
Wow,
Quit
I'm
licking the
shocked by
window.
this one. I'm
I
shocked,
want the
Special Billy.
window seat. Hey, can you eat those?
You get crayons. Listen, Rhino, you eat those,
Ooh.
it make your poop turn all kinds of colors. Ask me how I know.
That look like chocolate.
Wait,
I want the red
Rhino's
one.
not a Marine.
I want
These are-
the red one.
These are thick. Too.
That looks
That's
good.
what she
I
said.
want
Tasty.
one.
That's what she said.
Good.
Oh,
Give me
all
that. The Cheeto.
give me that Cheeto. This is terrible.
I
All
like
right.
the
Go
blue
back in
one
your
that makes
basement.
my poop blue.
Thank you,
Like a
Special Billy.
Smurf.
I
Yay.
thought those were cigars.
Hold on, I got to change. Here we go.
I got a pinch.
We got to put Special Billy on. Here, look, put on the
There, let
picture.
me get Special Billy. Oh dear Lord.
Yay! You remember Special Billy?
Thug life.
Oh boy, I have a feeling I'm glad I missed that stream.
Listen,
Oh,
listen.
God.
Actually, we sometimes have serious shows, but this is just a sample of what you can get when they go sideways, which is a lot.
That's why we
And
go
again-
to Toontown. Yay!
Again, I'm just scrolling through the Rumble chat just to see who's talking about this. And Crusader Nate here says, "And does anyone not know who the Quiet One is? Just asking for a friend."
Well, hang on. I do want to point something out, if I may. A lot of the craziness we're doing is kind of a pressure relief for all the insanity and BS that we talk about.
Yeah, no kidding.
'Cause
You're not wrong.
Because
Billy likes
if
to
you really
make
want
you
to think
laugh,
about,
but then I get locked
if you
in
really
the
want to think about a show that we should have had a lot of levity for,
Hmm.
go to Dubai. That's all I have to say.
No.
No.
Ever. No.
Let's not
No.
talk about
we will
Dubai
not
because
mention
there's-
that
we
episode
don't-
again.
We
Nope.
don't talk about Dubai. Listen, I did an episode, what was it, last Wednesday? And I actually, thank you for the panel being here. I actually stepped away for a minute. God damn it, Jackal. Because it was just getting too out of control. Like the topic was getting me way too spun up. So I had to step away and chill for a minute. Because yeah, we talk about a lot of serious stuff and a lot of stuff that pisses you guys off. I even saw it in the chat. Like everybody was furious about the debauchery we were talking about. So yeah, the humor breaks it up. I swear.
Sorry, I was just I'm going through the chats and the email and whatnot, and Gunny Rod sent in an email to Redonkulas that says, "Special Billy sounds very similar to Private Donut from Red versus Blue."
Donut is awesome. The whole
Donut.
series is awesome.
Here's the question, though: are we sure they're not the same person?
Uh-huh.
Maybe. I don't know.
Because if I remember right, that was
Billy?
the dumbest Spartan in the group.
He wasn't.
If
he
you
wasn't-
get hit on the head, this is what happened.
Well, Donut wasn't stupid until Omega took over his AI and whatnot, and then jumped
Oh,
around and
he
whatnot.
fried his brain.
Yeah.
There you go.
He was
I guess I caught it
green.
after that happened.
Okay, next gift.
All right, let's move right along here. I feel like let's get Brother Billy out of the way, yeah?
Yes.
Get Brother Billy out of the way.
Yeah.
All right. Here's Brother Billy. This is quite
Does
I
it
can't
move?
say, I can't say anything, and I know Jackal's doing his thing, so I'll just let him.
Does it move?
I'm gonna guess. I can already have a guess of what it's gonna be. So,
Are you trying
What's
to
your guess?
avoid?
What's your
that's what
guess,
she
brother?
said?
It's got to be a spice. It's got to be a spice. Let's see.
Why don't you
Nope.
open it up?
Or a scented candle.
Oh, a scented candle.
no,
It's probably just a jar of Jamaican spice.
No,
It's got to be a spice. And it cocoa.
Ooh.
Okay, I was wrong on what my thing was. I thought it was
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Jesus Christ, man.
Wait a minute, brother. Read what's on the back.
Oh no. No. I'm gonna let you
My
all read
nuts
that.
in your mouth would be nut-tastic.
How did they get away with that?
And you thought pop opening gifts was weird. I
Get you
still
some chocolate.
the one that got sent in by an anonymous certain somebody that we may know from what was it, Uranus? There were some pretty good ones in the Uranus packaging. Oh, nuttastic.
Are they in your mouth yet?
No.
My nuts are gonna be in his mouth, and that would be
No, I don't think Rhino is going to put Brother Billy's nut butter in his mouth anytime soon.
So we should have split this off from the initial episode a little bit more. It is a 2-for-1 episode. But man, we have derailed completely from the original topic, have we not?
That's okay.
We
That's
were covering a very serious topic that got a lot of people spun up. So this is our decompression.
This is good. All
right.
This is
So
hilarious,
we've got Bayou Billy, we've got Asian Billy, Satan, Brontosaurus, and last is April.
Bayou Billy.
Yeah, Bayou Billy.
What about
Biden-
Billy
Biden-
Jr.?
I'm surprised there's not a Biden Billy.
Very did Junior.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh man.
No, Junior's towards the end.
Yeah,
Bye.
Junior is the end. Junior and April's gifts are to the end.
Where's Junior? There it is. Okay, there. Junior was hidden under April. All right.
You're gonna get some
no.
Crazy.
He's
I'm
under
sure-
April. Yeah.
He's under his mom. It's fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sweet home Alabama.
If we weren't on YouTube right now.
So
Thank
April's
you.
on top.
I live in Tennessee.
Well, yeah, I said he was under his mom.
This is Bayou Billy. Bayou Billy.
Oh, this is the spice.
This is gonna be Cajun spice, isn't it?
Cajun spice?
Yeah.
Get some cayenne pepper.
I use that every day, so that's
Yeah,
cool.
that's some good stuff right
That's
there. I'll
good.
tell you
Make
what.
it up with some
That's the
salt.
spice of my people.
There's
Get
nothing
it
weird
straight.
on that one, though. So
Put it
that's
in the
good.
pot. Mix it on up. It's good.
Hey,
Right,
you know,
real
you might
good.
want to make sure that lid has its seal on still, because if there's nothing weird on the bottle, there might be something weird under the lid.
Mm-hmm.
Factory sealed. We're
Oh,
safe.
you're good.
Bye,
You're good.
Billy, don't play them games. Come on now. Come on now.
That's the spice
You
of
can't
my
trust
people.
anything that we send you.
No.
Speak for yourselves.
There's
I don't know.
Anything
I
we
still
say?
there was a thought in the back of my mind because Crusader is kind of a mysterious character that this might be some like computer that's monitoring everything I think. Like it's some weird supercomputer watching over me or something. So I don't know. Could
You
be
could probably
could
hook
be
an EEG up.
it could be from the feds directly. I don't know, man. I don't know. So, but we've got
God, do you really think Crusader's that devious?
Yes.
Yes.
He's
I would
just,
never be that
he's,
devious.
he's
Not
just
that
a medic
devious.
and a researcher.
There you go. All right, so we've got Brontosaurus, Asian Billy, and Satan once again.
Yay.
Asian.
Asian.
Yeah,
All right.
Asian.
Okay. Go
All
ahead,
right.
open up. It's not made in China. What the fuck?
Not made in China. Is this a firework? What is this? Asian Billy sent a cup, but there's something
Full of
in the
ramen?
cup.
Is
Yes,
that
Oh,
ramen?
and it's got
Baby
Hold
Yoda.
on. Hold on.
But look what cup made, and look where ramen made.
What, you scrunched it?
Cup of soup.
Come on. You
Cup of
don't
soup.
do that. You don't scrunch the ramen. Oh, it's going to be terrible.
oh,
It's
they're
crunch.
best. They're
Look what
best
made,
crunch.
not made in
Yeah.
China.
Where are they made? I don't know where they're made. Wait, are you
Japan,
sure that-
maybe?
wait, where
I
is
don't
this
know.
made? This is made in Mexico, I think.
Wouldn't
No.
surprise
No, it's made in Philadelphia or Pennsylvania.
Holy
Excuse me,
shit.
Pennsylvania, USA. There you go. There you go.
Holy shit.
Fuck.
me. Huh.
Not made in
You
China.
finally found something made in America.
Noodle not made in China neither. Noodle made in USA. What the fuck?
Holy shit.
Holy shit, talking about
Irvine, California.
Oh my god.
May as well be
You're
China.
gonna fucking die.
Kung Pao pussy.
Oh, damn it. Ah.
Kung Pao kitty.
This is just as weird as I thought it would be. All right.
Yeah.
We've got the Brontosaurus and Satan. What say you?
Yay.
Bronto.
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 I
Bronto.
go Satan, but I have to change. I
My
got,
people
I got
will
to
be
summon Satan if you'd like.
Do the Bronto and then do Satan.
All right.
My
So
people.
All right.
If he doesn't approve.
My people will be heard. This is a glorious moment for all of us Brontos.
Oh,
I don't know.
Can the world remembers it? Fry some bacon.
Yeah.
Put it in the pan.
Oh, what is this?
Oh.
Jurassic Gas shirt.
Oh.
Ooh,
Very
huh?
nice. Very
Hell
nice.
yeah.
You're gonna have to wear that on that's gonna have to be worn on a future stream for sure.
Absolutely. Hell yeah. That see, okay, maybe the Brontosaurus is all right. The Brontosaurus can
See?
stay.
They're not bad.
No,
They're
not at
not
all.
bad.
You mean it?
No,
You
yeah,
can
the
stay?
Brontosaurus can stay.
You Bronto
All right.
denying cunt.
All right, I gotta go summon Satan. Hold on.
That's still a Brachiosaurus and a Dreadnoughtus, so there's no Brontosaurus on the
I thought it
stream.
was a penis.
God damn it.
That's from April.
We're trying to
That's
stay
coming from April.
trying to stay clean.
We're trying to stay YouTube friendly here, people.
We're trying.
Oh,
trying.
Jesus Christ.
We're not doing too good though.
No.
Trying.
Keyword is trying.
At
All
least
right.
it's late in the stream.
We're waiting for this is terrible. Even when this character came on, I was questioning, and should we even let this character on? There he is. There he is. Oh, he's there.
What's going on? Hey, do you hear the sound in the background?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's the announcing the arrival of someone new in and around our little kingdom down here. You might have known her by the name of Diane. You might have heard of her. Come here, Diane. Come here.
All right. Well, everybody send their regards to Diane Feinstein. Apparently, she's partying down there. I could hear the tribal music. And the crows. There's crows down there. I don't know how crows wouldn't go down there.
Yes,
Just
they
hang out
would
down
to
there?
eat the eyeballs.
All right. Eat me
I know.
eyeball.
How do you know that's not where they come from?
Mm-hmm.
Good point. All right. Directly from Diane Feinstein's party.
That's right. Open it up. Let's see what it looks like.
What the hell? It's Skeletor.
Oh, Jesus.
Likeness, but you know, it's pretty close. You can add it to your little
That would have been
photo.
more appropriate to go to Jimmy.
There you go. Directly.
Until the next time.
I gotta go back to roasting up these people. So you know, I'll see you next time. Take care.
All right. All right. Have a good one.
Bye, Satan.
All right. Listen, I don't know how he decided to find our channel, why he decided to come on, but at least Diane Feinstein isn't lonely down there. You know.
You know, we should have made sure to tell him to turn up the temperature on a certain Austrian dictator.
We really should send her a postcard.
So bad. All right.
Yeah, that would be a good idea, actually.
We've
Send
gotten
Diane
through-
Feinstein a postcard.
We've gotten through all but the last.
Congratulations on your retirement.
God damn it.
So
You're finally hot.
You finally got to be released from recess?
Oh, that joke. Okay.
Why don't you move on to the last two, then, Rhino?
That was good.
I told the panel to behave. All right.
No.
Hotter now than you've ever been.
All right.
Oh no.
We're moving on. We've got Billy Jr. sent this one. Ooh.
That's right. Billy Jr. You remember Billy Jr.
All too well.
He's a horn dog.
That's right.
I believe, I'm not sure if it was that episode or not. He could have been on the Red Pill Acid Trip episode. And if that's correct, and I'm thinking that's the episode it was, there was a rave. And then some other stuff
a little
happened.
out of control. Let's just say that.
A little.
There was a lot of bumping of the uglies.
If you've missed the Red Pill Acid Trip, it's hard to miss the thumbnail itself.
The thumbnail
you'll
is
find
immaculate.
it. You'll find it.
If you've missed any of Red Pill Rhino's shows, shame on you. Go back and watch them all, and you know what the fuck we're talking about here.
It's
like this guy, original Australian. He's like, what the fuck did I just walk into? Well, if you've been watching Red Pill Rhino shows, you know exactly what you walked into.
Yeah,
A shit show.
You will not miss the acid trip one because our buddy Jackal. We all basically everybody in this panel had a piece of input to make that fucking thumbnail, and oh my god,
yeah. Oh, you know what was worse than the that one was the one we did right after that, which was the 1 year anniversary. If you haven't watched the 1 year anniversary, just for the sheer shenanigans in that one, you need to go check that one out. That one out. It was pretty good. So there you go.
Wasn't that the debut of Jimmy's script?
Of Jimmy's what?
Wasn't that the debut of Jimmy's script?
Oh, Jimmy's script. No, I don't think.
No, that one was.
We've had it.
What was Jimmy's script? Where did it come from?
Jimmy's script came from the incident of me doing the Redonkulas appreciation stream on my channel.
Yeah, that was.
And
that
I got
was
a little
William's idea.
I got too drunk. Shocker.
A bit.
Shut up, Nate.
Blood type vodka.
It's right.
All right, open the damn gift, man.
All right, I'm not playing Jimmy's script. He's lucky. I'd have to upload it onto this, and you're lucky because it's in deep storage right now. I put everything from the old shows into an external, so you're safe tonight. Next
so
time,
fuck off, Jimmy.
Yeah. So, besides, you didn't want me to play it anymore. I
understand. Well, we came to the understanding to I'll let you play it with my permission, and you have my permission to play it whenever the fuck you want.
I'm afraid of whatever's in this, and I hear you.
Oh,
so I'll keep that in mind.
Small penis.
Rightfully so.
Small penis.
I'm taking my time on this one because I'm worried what I'm going to
small
find.
Penis.
It's going to be a body part or something. Oh my god! No freaking way. Okay.
Oh,
that's desk worthy. That's desk
now
worthy.
you got a little Billy Jr. of your own.
Jeez.
It's awesome.
It is a small penis.
Well,
It's
no.
awesome.
Okay, I look closer at this. It is a Ninja Turtle Billy.
Nice. That's
Raphael.
Boxing gloves.
That's gotta go right up next to Darth Vader there, man.
That's Raph.
There you go. That is
Don't put him right next to the fucking stormtroopers.
Hey, well, what come on. There.
Hey, you
there
gotta
he is.
suck something.
You
There
put
he
him
is.
right next to Darth Vader's dick.
He's
man.
right
Come
next
on.
to Darth Vader.
There you go.
He's fucking dick. He's dick length. He's dick height, man. Come on, you gotta put him in an appropriate place.
Listen, after what Billy Jr. did, yeah,
okay, fair point.
yeah. There you go.
Hang on, Jimmy. The appropriate place would be in one of those T-Rex's mouths.
Not wrong.
You got
Anybody else hearing
one
loud?
present left.
How about the Ninja Turtle riding the T-Rex?
What is that one long neck dinosaur doing in the very back?
That's a
The
brachiosaurus.
Brontosaurus?
That's
Yeah, why is
The
he almost
Brontosaurus
vertical?
back there, yeah.
Brachiosaurus.
Brontosaurus.
Why,
Or are
why
you
is-
talking about the penis on the wall?
Why is
Penis
he?
on the-
Why is he almost vertical? Like,
Because
Disregard the
he
penis in the
posed it
corner.
at the- He tried to
remember
pose
the
it
scene?
at the initial scene when you saw the Brachiosaurus.
he's almost
Yeah.
vertical. The one right over his head. Like, what's going on? Yeah, what's going on?
That's the penis.
Because he's standing up.
Oh, I am so sorry, Blake and Pop, in advance. This
Hey,
is the
Outlaw.
first and the last time we'll ever be doing this, I'm sure.
Hey, Outlaw.
All right.
He probably
Yeah.
has it standing up because he's trying to mimic that very first scene in Jurassic Park where the brachiosaur was shown, where
Yes.
it actually stood up on hind legs and nipped at the leaves.
Oh.
It is the 30th anniversary, and that is the first time you see a dinosaur on the screen. The Velociraptor doesn't count because you really don't see it. So that was the first one seen on the screen in
mean
the
the
Jurassic
murder
Park
chicken?
franchise. The murder chicken? What murder chicken? There's no murder. There's a Velociraptor. That one's not seen in that scene. It's in the cage. You can't see it in the cage. You can't see
Yeah, you
it.
can see its eyes. But that's
Shoot!
about it.
Shoot! Yeah, that one. All right. All right. April.
Is this the last?
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, thank God.
If it's her
Listen,
underwear,
I know what this is. I know what this is. I can clearly feel the stand and the frame. I hate you in advance. I hate you in advance.
Why
You
would
have
you
to
hate that,
smell it.
Rhino?
Oh no!
Oh, no. There's a-
You have to smell it.
no.
It's the best gift of all.
It's an ass
Why?
pick. I bet it is.
Why?
It's
No,
an ass pick.
You guys are gonna see it
Yeah.
before me. That's how we're gonna do this. Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh, no!
Yeah.
Oh, God.
It's
That is- Oh no! It says to Rhino, "You'll always be my teenage mutant love, April." And she's dressed like April O'Neil.
Of
God.
course I'm going to dress like your little, little girl thing that you're into.
This is terrible. This is terrible. All right.
Isn't that desk worthy?
You know what?
Yes,
Every
it is.
stream now,
That's gonna
I
go.
want to see
That's gonna
that
go
picture
right next to
in your
BB-8.
desk.
It's gonna go right next to
Desk
BB-8.
worthy, for sure.
Yes,
hate
every
you.
time you
God.
stream, I want to see it on the desk. Yeah, there we go, right there.
All right, Rhino, I got a question for you.
Excellent.
Perfect.
That's
Yes,
so
I do
awesome.
need therapy. Yes, the answer is yes. What's the question, Crusader?
All right. Well, yes, you do need therapy after this. But my question is, after you and I talked the other night, did I call that yes or no?
Yeah, you did. And there it is. All right. For those of you that, never mind. I'm not even going to get into it. There's
Don't
April.
spoil it,
That's
man.
the
Don't
end.
spoil it.
I'm not spoiling it, but it's so bad. The more you know about April,
It's so bad. It's just so good.
This is what, if you want to know the backstory of April, you need to sign up for the Gilded, send an email to redpillrhino@gmail or at hotmail.com or redonkulas12@gmail.com. You're a supporter. We'll get you in there, and you'll know the backstory. And oh my
You'll know
God, is
far
it
more than you'll
glorious.
ever want to know.
Yeah. Oh boy. All right. Yes, if you'd like to join redpillrhino@hotmail.com or redonkulas12@gmail.com. On that note, we have opened all the gifts. There's no more gifts to give. This is dead. This is terrible. Damn it, Billy. All right. Because that has to stay on the desk. I know it. I know it does. And I'm going
Forever.
every day. I'm going to see that every day.
Forever.
I come in here every morning to do my little Zen thing before I go to work, and now that is in my space. Anyway,
It'll be like I'm there with you.
Yeah.
Forever.
Unfortunately. All right, let's do the final thoughts and get out of here before this whole show.
Actually,
gets moved.
before we get into final thoughts, we did have a couple of chats coming through on Odyssey
All right.
over here.
Cool.
Excellent.
Oh man, let me reopen these up.
Help me.
Sorry, I'm still cracking up
can't
about all
be
the
helped.
gifts and
Send-
whatnot.
You're too far
Send
gone.
help. Send
Yes.
help.
But
I can't drive all the way to Colorado for help.
okay. It looks like there was just one. It was Alucard 1776. He said he's asking, how long do we have before society goes to hell?
Oh, well, that's a question for the panel, not for me. I don't think we have long.
It's
Panel.
done. It's done.
Hmm.
The answer
Well-
is yes.
Yes.
Yeah, just yes.
Yeah.
Yep. We've already seen Satan and April show up, so
Yeah.
Well, we've
Yeah.
seen Satan, we've
Yeah.
seen April, we've seen an alien. The only thing we haven't seen is a bunch of little gremlins running around.
oh yeah, we
Yet.
got to feed them chicken after midnight.
Mhm. All right, we do have Broken Pine on Rumble here. It says you are now a monthly supporter, sir. So awesome. That is on the Redonkulas side. Most excellent.
Yeah, thank you, very good, sir. Let's see. Nothing new on the MGTOW chat. Let me double check, make sure that it. Okay, we are still up on MGTOW for the second half.
No boobies.
I don't know. Let me scroll down here.
Those motherfuckers got to step up, man.
There's a couple memes. There's a Ben Shapiro with a fancy mustache.
Oh, it's doubling his cock, huh?
Oh.
God damn it, Tommy. All right, I'm checking everything on my end as well, and I believe we are clear.
But there's an.
Well, I've heard Ben Shapiro is one of the Dildonians.
Hmm.
You know, the
Wrong
one
sector.
Mal here.
On that note, we're going to do final thoughts and get out of here before anybody regrets doing this hybrid episode. Well,
yes,
before anybody else regrets doing this hybrid episode.
People already do.
All right, let's start with the guy that started the show with Pop. Let's go to Evil Shaggy. What are your final thoughts, sir?
Oh, let's see. As much as we know that people hate the community that we are all about, I'm talking about the Red Pill MGTOW kind of movement. Our community is strong. Our community is full of good, solid dudes. And there's an asshole there out there too. But hey, you know what community doesn't have them? As long as we are the ones that are hated by both sides of the spectrum, and not the autism spectrum, because I may or may not be on that spectrum.
Don't get into it.
But as long as we keep marching forward and doing what we're doing, helping save lives, building a strong, solid community of solid dudes that will have each other's sixes no matter what, there's nothing we cannot conquer or defend from. And for that, no homo, but this is to my brothers. I'm opening up my peach moonshine. Love you guys. Love you all. No homo again. Here's to you.
All right. Okay, let's move on to Crusader Nate. Get your final thoughts this evening, sir.
Oh, all right. My final thoughts. Pop is here to save your life. I'm actually here to help you find peace. Whether that is through laughter, whether that is through research, whether that is through doing acts of kindness for members of our community. Be smart, stay level-headed, do what makes you happy. Find something every day that makes you happy. Thanks to everybody for sticking through the first half and whatever the second half happened to become. And one of the guys I was skimming through a Rumble chat made the comment of April Satan Probenstein. That may be coming to a Red Pill Rhino stream to you in the next few months or so. So keep your eyes on that. And if you guys like anything I've had to say, let Pop know, let Jimmy know, let Rhino know. I'm always here as the support individual in the background. You guys want to pick my brain? That's what it's here for. So thanks for dedicating your time to watching all this, whatever it may be and whatever it became. But remember, you always got to find something to laugh at, and you always got to live the dream, and nightmares are dreams too. So that's all I got to say. Thanks for being here.
All right, cool. All right. Let's see who's up next. MGTOW Mando, you are up.
Well, I'm going to try and leave this stream on a slightly lighter note because frequently I've been going really kind of doom pill on a lot of these. Something I have to constantly remind myself of because no family aside from my mom who lives 2 hours away and my dad who I don't talk to. Elite Orisha Taldeen. Family is more than blood. If you don't have someone you consider family, find some friends, find some online a-holes who bust your balls and you can bust their balls. Make them your virtual family. And I may want to knock all of these guys upside the head on a regular basis.
Same.
I wouldn't trade my knowledge of any of them or interactions with any of them for pretty much anything at this point.
Heck yeah. All right, man. Who is up next? We've got MGTOW Outlaw. Go ahead, sir.
Well, thank you all for joining us tonight on this wild and wacky flight. We hope you've enjoyed what you have seen here tonight, and we hope that while you're departing the plane, you'll join us next time here on Orange Shorts Airlines. Again, I know that it's a little short notice. See what I did there? Of course you did. Of course you did. But thanks for joining us. And remember, when you fly any kind of comical or commercial airlines, you think of all of us. See you next time, gang. Goodbye.
All right. Oh, who do we have up next? Well, I don't know if it's where'd Billy go? Where'd Billy go? I'm looking for
I don't know,
Billy.
but I'm here, and I'm here to say you guys just need to, just forget about this red pill stuff and marry girls because, we need to divorce you so, that you guys could just pay us for the rest of our lives so that we can look beautiful. But don't hate me because I'm beautiful, okay? Toodles.
Okay. All right. That's quite enough of you. All right, Tommy, go ahead.
I don't have enough beers.
Well, ain't that
Wiser words have never been spoken.
I think that's all
Oh
you
my
need to
God. Gentlemen, I will say this tonight. We have all done the right thing. We have maintained our composure. We have maintained our couth, and I don't think I heard any cuss words out of anybody but Pop.
Well, that would be false.
Oh.
but
Fuck!
as long as
Keep drinking.
as long as we're still here tomorrow, we did okay. I'm hoping we're here tomorrow.
Well, there went that.
All right. On that note, I'm going to let Jackal attempt to salvage what's left of this stream. Jackal, go ahead.
You want me to salvage this? That's a mistake.
We still have Sean. We still have Sean.
I know.
That's
Let Sean
even worse.
go. Sean, I'm
life.
tagging you in. Let Sean go. Sean, I need to tag you in.
Ladies and gentlemen,
That's what she said.
Oh God. Well, thank
Sean
you,
tagging
Jackal,
you
for
in.
that.
That's what she said.
Thank you,
My
Jackal.
God.
My God, this is a slobber knocker and a half.
Again, thank you, Jackal, so much for allowing me to go ahead. The only thing that I will really say about this is if somebody is going to go out there, misrepresent Red Pill, MGTOW, give them a correction.
Yeah.
By correction, I mean tell them what the truth is, not how we used to define a correction in the army.
Ah. All right. All right, Jackal, it's back to you.
Counseling?
Something like that.
It's back to me. Great.
Yep.
Oh, I'm young and dumb enough, and I feel like I'm getting dumber already.
Welcome to the club.
I know the feeling, Jackal. Don't worry.
Same here, man. Anyway, continue.
That's really encouraging, guys. That's great. Keeping it positive here. No, let's make it dark. Fuck it. People, You need to get your head out of your anus, because too many people have been doing that. And when everybody is up their fourth point of contact with a periscope, nobody will see the incoming doom. If Pop were here, the hairs on the back of his neck would have won up with that. Just around the corner, there's a phrase out there. I can't remember it for the life of me, but it's something along the lines of, when good men do nothing, evil gets to play all day. So by doing nothing, and by that I don't mean going out and doing things that will get you arrested. I mean prepping, getting yourself ready, and if there is something that you can do to make a difference, to at least put some rocks on the rails, to at least make their pushing of this doom a little bit more bumpy, to at least slow it down, make it a little bit more difficult for them, show them that they're not going to have an uncontested victory. Do it within the law and within reason. Don't get yourself fucked. Just do what you can. Get ready, because at the end of the day, the enemy is not going to like it if you're ready. They're not going to be expecting bayonets fixed and for you to already be hyped up. At least, if they're going to take it from you, make them work for it.
Indeed.
That's it.
All right. Short, sweet, and
Amen.
to the point. Very
Amen.
good. All right. Let me do the final stuff here really quick. I actually wanted to pop something up. Blake was mentioning it earlier, and I totally forgot. So I want to bring that in as well so you guys can see. If you want to head over to redonkulas.com, you pop that up on the screen. See if you guys can see it off to the side here. Yeah, there it is.
Yep.
All right. This part, don't know if you can see my mouse. You can see it highlight, but you can't see the mouse. Okay, there's videos, home, and the regiment. Now check this out. This is something Blake added the other week. I thought it was pretty cool. Well, if it'll scroll down properly. You've got Evil Shaggy. This is a link to his YouTube, MGTOW, and Rumble. You've got Billy Von Baum here, and that links directly to his MGTOW, Rumble, and YouTube. My mouse is behaving all sorts of weird. You've got my channel, which links to nothing because YouTube is a jerk. But MGTOW and Rumble work. We're gonna have to get that link fixed. I've been trying, but they're a pain. And then, of course, you've got Jackal the Emperor, Odyssey, and Unchained Skid is here too on YouTube. Also, we do have a few panel members that do shows outside of the regiment. MGTOW Outlaw, I know he has a great show. Where can we find you, sir?
There's a number of them. We can find me at MGTOW Outlaw, obviously. There's a backup channel, Southern Fried Nostalgia, for the nostalgic purposes if you don't want to hear Red Pill or MGTOW talking points. Or if you like a little urban exploration, we do that too at Outlawed Urban Exploration. Gilded, Rumble, Odyssey, and Discord, all the same name, MGTOW Outlaw. So if you guys ever want to see us, here we go.
Heck yeah. All right. And MGTOW Mando, I know you do a show as well. Where can we find you? Like your channel name. What is your channel name? Because it's usually hard to find you.
My channel name is The Guy's Day Room. It's on YouTube only at this point.
Okay.
I do have a Rumble channel as well, but I haven't done a huge amount with it yet. I do bi-weekly shows, and it's on pretty much whatever topic I feel interested in doing a stream on that particular week. Some weeks it's Red Pill relationship stuff. Some weeks it's pop culture stuff. Sometimes we just get on and tell military stories where we're just BSing for 2 hours.
Right on. All right. And then finally, I'll pop this up on the screen as well. This is actually made by Billy Von Baum. He pretty much owns my channel, believe it or not. But this is mine, redpillrhino.com. If you go all the way down to the bottom, I want you to check something out. See this right here? Click your super cool Bronto Lives Matter gear. If you're a supporter and you haven't already seen this, There are all sorts of cool shirts Billy's made. He's got an do not comply. You know, if somebody tells you to mask up again, you can click on those. It did not follow over those, so I'll have to present that screen. But he's got all sorts of cool stuff over there. I think there's even a squirrel shirt. Let's see. I think there is a squirrel shirt here. Let's
definitely a squirrel shirt.
Is there a big boy? Big boy? Huh?
There might be.
That's a thick ass boy.
But there you go. Oh, wow. There's some. Okay, that one's actually cool.
Wow.
I think I found my next merch purchase.
Oh, fuck, man.
I need more hoodies.
That is
I love it.
going
Oh,
to be a
that gray
future
shirt's
purchase
awesome.
of mine. That is awesome.
Yes, I've got to have that.
And then you've got the Billy Von Baum. That's pretty cool.
Ooh, I like that.
So yeah,
Nice.
I feel like there are a couple others in here too. BLM. That is not the BLM you're thinking of. If you've
No,
watched my
Bronco
channel,
Lives
you know
Matter.
Bronto Lives Matter. Yep. So there you go. If you want to check that out, just scroll down to the bottom of redpillrhino.com and get your Powered by D's nuts or some Bronto Lives Matter merch or some Billy Von Baum merch. It's all there. And it supports Billy's Beer Fund, so it's a very important cause.
Very important.
All right.
Damn, I need to get
All right,
me.
I'll take us
myself
out of
a-
here.
I need to get myself a March fucking site set up so I can
Yes.
get my own beer fund set
I
up.
want a D's nut shirt.
There you go. All right,
Oh,
gentlemen.
God.
Thank you. And ladies, the few of you watching, I know there's some ladies in the house as well. Thank you for watching tonight. Much appreciated. I know this is a weird stream, but kind of a brainchild. We decided I had a show tonight. They wanted to do a show tonight. They wanted me on the show tonight. So here we are. And we might continue this trend, assuming the panel didn't get us banned tonight. Could have been April, could have been Satan. I'm not sure, but one of them might have caused trouble. I'm not sure. Either
It was
way,
me.
yeah, it definitely was you. But anyway, thank you all for watching. Much appreciated that you all stuck through to the end. We will see you next week. And I don't have the regular way to take us out up and loaded. So I'm not sure what to do here.
That's what she said.
You can do what I did the other night.
What's
Throw
that?
some naked
Oh
chicks
yeah,
on the
no,
screen.
we're not gonna do that. We'll do the end bumper, and then it's gonna blank for a second. I'll do the Red Pill Rhino outro, and that's how we'll end it. How about that? All right. So anyway, thank you all for watching. If you're confused what's going on and you just tuned in, it is a mix between the Redonkulas show and the Red Pill Rhino show, all in one.
Yeah.
There you are. All right. Y'all take care. There will be an after party. Jimmy, if you would be so kind as to post that in the Redonkulas and Red Pill Rhino Gilded for me, so the people that want to join backstage can do so, and we can do a little after party for a little while as well. All right, thank you all for watching. We'll see you next Friday, assuming Blake and Pop let me anywhere near this control panel again, and you all have a great weekend.